On lake docks and decks, the Pelons have a stunning lakefront cabin, but they want to be closer to the water.
When you're down at the dock and you forgot something, and we're doing rock, paper, scissors, so you have to go get it.
They want a more functional space beside the lake where they can entertain the whole family all day long. And I'm gonna build it for them.
Wow, that's awesome.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
I love it.
I'm Simon Hirsch, and for 23 years, I've been building lake docks and decks for my clients. Today, I'm going to meet the Pelons at their incredible lakefront cabin.
Back when I was 20 years old, bought a piece of land and built a little cabin with some friends and just enjoyed the place. And then kids came along, we sold it, but always said we'd come back. And here we are. So this resort was for sale, I'm gonna say 2008. We repurposed the whole property from a sort of a high-use property to a low-use, beautiful property.
It was his dream since I met him, building a log cabin around an amazing fireplace, and that's exactly what we have. That's 33 years ago he told me that, and here we are. As soon as I walk in the door, I feel totally different. The stress level goes down. As soon as we get here, it's like vacation. I mean, we see our kids more than we normally would because of this gathering place. So everybody meets up here and we have a great time.
What I like most about this lake is how private it is, and you can kind of sit at the end of the dock and not see a boat pass for 20 minutes, half an hour.
We've got a brand new granddaughter. We're grandparents for the first time. It's really exciting. And we can't wait to see her running around down at the beach.
Since we had the baby, we definitely need to make this a little more kid-friendly because it was definitely geared towards teenagers and adults. So it's a nice transition for the family, and I think having everything down at the dock would be ideal.
To bring food down, to bring drinks down,
Really hard.
use the washroom, all kinds of different things. It becomes a bit of a trek.
Right now, it's not a good place for entertaining because it's very inconvenient. There's quite a few stairs, so it is constant. It's exhausting.
I met Randy and Catherine about 10 years ago. They asked me to design and build them a home on the lake here, and we've been working on it ever since. What's important to me when I'm creating a space for a client is that the design is unique, the products are unique, the materials we use are not your everyday lumberyard product. Vacationing and lakefront living in general should have a luxurious element to it, and I'm always trying to design to that and give them something a little different.
We built this patio here out of some of the remnant stone from when you built the house.
Right.
Put these treads in to add some space here, but it doesn't stop us from having to go all the way back up there to get things. So we brought electricity to the dock, and we want to put in, I don't know, a cabana of some sort.
So Randy, Catherine, you have this fabulous patio up by the cottage, tons of space up there. What's the big draw down to the lake? Why could we not utilize that space? What makes you want to come down here?
For me, the beach. The beach is huge. The boats are down here, the water. Everybody seems to always want to be down here. And it's also very hot up there. Like to sit up there, it's very hot, so it's nice to be near the water.
So the daytime entertaining
Yes.
all happens down by the
Yes.
water.
Pretty much.
Everyone can swim,
Yes.
use the boats. This is where you want to spend your time.
Right.
But we definitely need to get some storage down here.
Right.
Otherwise, you're going to be running up and down these stairs all day long.
Right.
I'm thinking if we could walk into the space and have counters on both sides, we could have two purposes. One side could be, you know, for the fridge and sort of the entertaining area.
Yeah.
The other side could be more for storage, maybe. Would something like that work?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so if this is going to be our new outdoor deck space by the lake here, maybe it's getting a little tight. Perhaps we could fill in the space between the dock and the deck so that it's continuous all the way through. Give you a little more space.
Also bring that straight through so that it connects here.
Exactly. We'll bring the line all the way in.
Yeah.
So now you can walk straight off of the stone deck right onto the dock. But I think that would give you a huge amount of space to entertain on
That's
down
awesome.
here.
Nice.
Great.
Very smart.
Add that to the list.
Let's do it.
All right. So you've given me a lot to work with here.
Yep.
I'm going to try to put some of these ideas together.
Okay.
And come up with a design and see if we can meet all your expectations in,
Great.
In one beautiful building.
Well, that's what you do best is the design. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what you're going to do here. It's pretty exciting. We're anxious to get it done.
All right, we'll get right on it.
Summer's here.
Randy and Catherine have given me a $35,000 budget and a 3-week timeline. My plan is to build the Pilons a kitchen cabana so they can bring the party down to the waterfront. I'll match the look of their current home by building it in a log cabin style. And I'm going to extend their waterfront so the family can take advantage of some unusable space, creating a fire pit and a lounging area. The big challenge here will be to figure out a way to do as much of the work off-site and then bring everything on-site and quickly build it. We want to show up and have all the work done ahead of time and put it together all at once. Today is our first day on the Cabana project for Randy and Catherine. The first step is to unload these logs from the truck. We're gonna crane them over to the yard, unwrap them, and start prepping them to be cut. Right now, we're just leveling the truck. We're gonna drop the outriggers, get it stable, unstrap all the logs, and start unloading. All the timber for this job is being measured and cut at my lumber yard. I love having control over this aspect, as the design relies on getting the right wood for the project. We're using Western red cedar. It's resistant to insects and rot. This softwood timber is around 60 to 80 years old. Hopefully they're all 8-footers, yeah, so we can pick the two nicest ones.
Yeah, these ones are just bigger flares.
For our front feature flares, that'll go out. So have you figured out which we're gonna use for our main feature logs here?
Yeah, I think we picked these two top ones for the back, and the bigger flares are on the bottom, so maybe put them out front.
Okay.
They got the bigger toes, and they're a bit bigger around, too. These are about 22s, and they're about 24, 25 inch.
Perfect, perfect. We'll hide these in the back.
Yeah.
And then we'll use this. This will be our exposed side here.
Yep.
Cut in the corner back here.
So roughly cutting that out.
Yeah. We're deciding what parts of the character of the log, or the toes as we call them, we're gonna keep. So we're gonna decide what we're gonna cut off and what we're gonna have exposed. And we wanna pick the nicest parts for the front of the cabana. So what we're doing right now is we're picking a center on these logs. You have to use your eye and sort of look at the shape and the bend of the log. Then we're gonna put a bolt in here, and we're gonna mount it on a log spinner, which allows us to spin the log and make a line to level it all out. Okay, Chad, can you go and get the skid steer, put the forks on it, and then we can load these up.
Sure can.
We'll roll it.
Okay, right there. Stay there.
Good.
We'll hold here. Yeah, that'll be nice.
You guys are going too fast. Go back, go back. So what we're doing here is we're marking a level line to cut the bottom of the log off so it sits level on the ground, and this has to be perpendicular to the center line that we just marked.
That'll be line up. Pretty good, eh?
Yeah, we're
Nice.
good. All right, guys, slowly. Yeah. We're gonna now measure 6 feet up for the length of the log, and we're gonna mark the top cut. So when we cut both ends, we have a nice squared off 6-foot post. The process of preparing these logs for the gazebo is very tedious. We have to be very careful with every cut. If the lines aren't square and level, when we put everything together, it won't fit. So it takes a long time to get this to work. Now that we have all the logs cut for the cabana, I can't wait to get them over to the homeowners and start piecing it all together. It's so close, man. Randy and Catherine have a stunning lakefront cabin, but they need my help creating a functional space near the water, which they can use for storage, food prep, and entertaining. We've cut all the timber for the wood frame cabana, and it's arriving on site. Now comes my favorite part, construction. We built the whole cabana off-site, and now we're just gonna try to back them down so we can get as close to the patio as possible to set it up. Come out just a little bit. That's pretty Okay, we've got one of our side walls up. We've got a back wall up. We're gonna be dropping another wall on this side, and then we can wrap it in the logs. As the walls go up, the boys discover a little bit of a problem. So, our wall is a little bit long. We're just gonna pull it down and trim it back. It'll be fine. The problems with pre-building something off-site is sometimes you get little misses. Easy to fix, though. Okay, let's stand it up. Now we've got everything just pinned in place. We're not gonna put all the screws in yet until we make sure that the logs fit perfectly. Still good?
Yeah. Pin the bottom.
With the walls squared up, it's time to get the logs off the truck. I'm gonna spin it around and then just stand it up. Each one weighs about 600 pounds, so we have to be really careful. We had to cut out these corners to wrap around the shed. So for shipping, we leave them in to help stabilize the log and make sure the edges don't get damaged. So we're gonna swing the log in. It has to rest on that little lip, and then we gotta detach the crane and push it in by hand for the last bit. Okay, down. We're trying to fit this giant 3D puzzle together. It takes teamwork, skill,
You good, Chad?
and a little bit of luck.
Good, Simon. Looks good, though, all right?
Okay, Paul, you can go down. Maneuvering these 600-pound logs into place can be dangerous. It's important to get them anchored as quickly as possible.
I'm looking good.
I'm good.
Watch your fingers.
This is a time-consuming process. All the pieces have to fit together perfectly. It's so close, man. But sometimes they need a little bit of encouragement. Try now. After a bit of persuasion, we have a perfect fit. Another day at the Pilon's lakefront build, and the roof and siding have been added to the cabana to finish off the look. With the cabana nearly complete, it's time to get going on the other parts of the project. The 200 square foot addition to the dock. We're welding new steel beams to this structure, under the existing dock. Each beam gets clamped before getting welded into place. When building a large structure like this, it's critically important to get the measurements and position exact, because once it's welded, making a change can be really difficult. While John finishes up the welding, I get to crank up the saw and cut some steel. We've made a lot of progress, but our deadline is fast approaching. The dock structure is done, and the boys are laying the deck boards. While Chuck works on finishing the interior, I'm going to build the final piece of the exterior, the door. We're almost at the end of our 3-week deadline, and I can't wait to see what Randy and Catherine think of the design.
Wow, that's awesome.
wow.
That's
I
pretty
love
cool.
it.
Looks great.
Randy and Catherine have a beautiful log cabin, and they asked me to build them something that would give them storage, a place for food prep, and to keep drinks cool near the water. I designed a timber frame cabana in the style of the cabin, giving them more functionality, and we're extending their dock to create even more entertaining space. This dock extension gives an additional 250 square feet of living and entertaining space. We're using cedar to deck the pile-driven dock, and Dwight is scribing the planks into the rock edging of the patio. This will open it up so that the area will flow onto the dock. To finish off the cabana, we're adding 2 levels of live-edge cedar shelving. It will run around 3 sides, leaving space for a fridge to fit in the center. While the boys work on finishing the cabana and deck, I'm heading back to my workshop to start on a surprise project for the pylons. Randy and Catherine really need some stable, permanent furniture they can leave down by the lake on the deck. So my idea was to carve some big, heavy stump furniture out of these cedar logs. It's great. It could just sit out there, weather naturally. It won't blow in the lake. Now we have to do a little more carving to this thing, and when it's done, it's going to be a fabulous throne for Randy. I think he's going to love it. This is about a 100-year-old cedar log stump, so it has lots of character on it. Now I want to add some shape to it, make it a little more funky, a little more into what Randy and Catherine like. So we're going to do some carving and round some edges and then smooth it right down. This is a bit of a tedious process because you're carving a whole chair out of a giant tree. It'll take some time, but it'll be worth it in the end. A few more cuts, a little bit of hollowing out. This should be pretty good. I can handle this. It's a long but satisfying process. I really enjoy creating a functional object out of a natural material like this. With our deadline fast approaching, I've got to load up the new chair and get it set up on the pylon's new deck area. I really think they're gonna love it. Now, I'm not sure who's gonna get the throne, but you guys can fight over that.
Well, that would be me.
That would be Randy. Randy's the king.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a few more of those.
The pylon's Lakeside Cabana has been a lot of work, but we're finally finished. Try now. I stuck to our budget of $35,000 and the deadline of 3 weeks. I think it's gorgeous, but let's see what Randy and Catherine think. Well, the weather hasn't been cooperating, but despite that, we managed to get everything
that's
done.
awesome.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's great, isn't it?
It looks like a miniature of our house. Looks great.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
When you need dock storage in a place like this,
Yeah.
it has to be fairly dramatic, I figured. So your dock storage box ended up being this beautiful cabana.
That's fantastic.
There's got all the log details. It's got all the rustic timber details.
Yeah.
And I think we've packed all the storage you need inside here. Let's just take a look.
Luxury storage. Wow, nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
so we got the
awesome.
fridge that we wanted. So now we don't have to go all the way upstairs to get stuff.
Lots of shelf storage.
That'll help
Yeah.
a lot.
Put a blender in there.
And secure storage, you can lock it up. You can leave stuff down here when it rains, like it's about to now. Or
Yep.
other times, you can just throw everything in here. And it's cozy, too.
Yeah, very nice.
That's great.
It's almost like a bunkie.
Bunkie Cabana.
Yeah, well done.
Certainly a heavy-duty structure. I don't think any storms are going to blow this thing over.
No, I don't think so.
Built like a tank.
Fantastic.
We've also filled in the extra dock space, which has made a huge difference over here, I think.
Wow.
You can walk straight out.
It's awesome.
Tons of seating.
It was way too tight there. It's perfect. I love it. And I love this, too. I love how it...
Yeah, the guys,
Flows.
we've scribed the dock boards in as tight as we can
Yeah.
to the rocks there. It adds a really nice feature.
I like it.
I like
Beautiful.
the transition, too.
Yeah, me too.
You know? It lets you see the difference between the stone deck and the wooden deck area.
Yeah.
No, it's perfect.
I think it's really blended in well, and I think there's still a great area over here for your fire pit.
Whoa, look at this.
Oh, wow.
Look at the chair. That's pretty cool.
I love it. Love it.
Matches the big logs at the front of the house.
That'll be the king's chair. That's your chair.
Yeah, that's very cool.
I thought
Very
you might
cool.
like that and want a whole bunch more of them, but you know, we got one of them made. It's a lot of carving, a lot of sanding.
Is
and,
it ever?
Try it out, try it out.
That's pretty cool. Very nice.
I wouldn't mind a few more of those.
Now that is a chair that won't blow off the dock, that's for sure.
That is very cool. Love it.
That's fantastic.
That's so our style.
It's such a better use of the space because this came on an angle before, as you know.
It was very
And
crowded.
it just adds a whole new dimension to the dock space.
Well, the water was quite shallow in here, so it wasn't really a swimming area either. So now I think it looks really
it's
nice.
perfect.
The
Perfect.
beach is the dedicated beach area, and this, you've got a lot more boat parking here too.
Yep.
You know, you can park all the way down the sides, bring more boats in if you need to.
Yeah, that's true too.
And I mean, this dining area it seems to make so much sense now that you can have a dining area there, sitting area out at
Right.
the dock,
Yeah, I
fire
know.
pit here, everything accessible to the cabana to service it all. It's really improved on what was already an amazing space.
You built such a beautiful house. You know, there's no doubt that this would turn out great.
And it was nice to be able to put some finishing touches down here like this.
Thanks, Simon.
Thank you
Thanks
very
so
much.
much. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
I feel this was a great success. Randy and Catherine's reaction was perfect. They seemed surprised, and I feel like we've exceeded their expectations. And that's the goal. You know, it's one more beautiful part of this project, and it's just fabulous to see that.
My first reaction was how easy it's going to make life. I love the deck. It's a great layout, so I was very excited. Now, instead of being up and down the stairs all day long, I'll bring everything down in the morning and we'll spend the day at the lake, which will make life a lot easier.
And there's so much space on that dock now that you could have literally 30, 40 people if
Yeah,
you needed to.
exactly.
So now everybody can hang out right at the water. It's pretty nice.
One, two, three, big jump.
On lake docks and decks, the Margot family has found their dream plot of land in the country.
The only real issue is the dock that's here now.
I'm going to build them a beautiful new dock to take advantage of the waterfront and those outstanding views. What do you think?
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
This is stunning.
I'm Simon Hirsch, and I've been building lake docks and decks for over 23 years. Today, I'm going to meet Daryl and Andy Margot to see how I can help them with their lakefront property.
It was 2 years ago when we found the property. I think we looked at about 7 or 8 different properties, and the one that you said was the one was actually the one. So I did all the work to go and check out all the different ones, but she knew from the moment she saw it.
I think that we just wanted a place to be together and to have one space where the family can go, we can all gather around, have our own family time without the distractions of the city and technology, and watch the kids grow in a very different environment than urban life.
Beep.
Beep.
It's cool.
The concern right now is that it's just mostly a forest space. So the kids don't have an area to just roam freely, to play. And the floating dock, I have concerns with that because the kids just want to go and jump and then it kind of
Floats away.
Floats away. Thank you.
The Margos have a spectacular plot of land, but it's still totally undeveloped. I'm excited to hear their ideas for this job.
So you'll see it's got a beautiful view, of course.
Amazing view. Yeah, love it.
And the only real issue is the dock that's here now. It's going to be a while until we can actually build the cabin, but I really want to use, you know, the land and the lake as much as we can, you know, while that process is going on.
I think this location looks like a great location for the dock, but yeah, this dock's in rough shape. It needs some work, definitely.
Yeah.
I can see it's tilting and slippery, and there's splinters on the boards and things like that. Are there any other sort of wants or needs you want to have down here? Like, is there anything that would make this a better space?
Yeah, I think like in an ideal world, you know, I really want to get as much sun exposure as possible. So what I see in my head, and again, I don't know much, but what I'm thinking is, you know, get the dock as wide as we can, take it out as far as we can, and then this little area here, because it's nice and gradual, like there's no big rocks or anything, I think this would be great for where the kids can swim and play. So maybe the dock goes out and then it angles to the right, which would also allow us to keep the really nice look, you know, the trees and the rocks and the cliffs. That's, you know, ideal, I think.
Good.
But ultimately, you know, we're up here, it's beautiful. I just want a really safe environment for the kids, make sure that nobody falls off this wobbly dock, and just enjoy the outdoors as much as we can until that cabin is built.
Yeah, this is your outside living room, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is what this is going to be, at least until the cabin's done.
Exactly. How big do you think we can make it?
Well, we'll have to play around with some ideas, but I think, you know, we're looking at quite a space, you know, like a backyard basically floating out on the lake.
That would be
we're looking
amazing.
at. So it'll be quite large, definitely.
Okay, great.
When I listen to Daryl and Andy and hear what they want to do with this waterfront, what I envision is a large space out in the water. We need to get out to where the sun is. So we need to have a solid, stable bridge dock section that connects to a larger island dock section where they have all their activities. If we don't go far enough out in the lake, it won't be deep enough for swimming and boats, and it'll also be in the shade of the trees. The space that I'm creating there is going to be like an outdoor oasis. Like, I don't think they realize how nice this is going to be when it's done. Compared to what they have now, it's going to completely transform. They're going to love it.
Along the shore, we're going to add stone steps into the water and down to the dock. We'll put in 18 steel piles to support a large L-shaped dock, creating a shallow, partially enclosed, safe area for the kids, with space for boats to dock on the far side. My bonus feature will be a water slide and angled steps so everyone can get out of the water safely. I have a budget of $46,000 and a timeline of 3 weeks to get this done. With the steep access and a bad weather forecast ahead, this job may be challenging to complete on time.
This is way too hard to do by hand, so we're going to get the machine and pick this up a little bit, rip this thing apart. So now we've removed the old dock. We're getting ready to put the new dock in. We're gonna have to rescue that floating raft out there, which is remnants of the old dock, but we actually may be able to use it while we're building the new one. Now I have to mark out where this dock's gonna be positioned relative to the property line. This is the side of the property. We have to make sure we're a certain distance from this corner mark when we start the new dock. I assume there's a stake somewhere in the ground here. Where that is, who knows? It could be buried underneath here for years. I'm just gonna go with this as our general area and give us a bit more space to play with because I can't find a stake or a pin anywhere in here. And then once we set the first pile, we will have the surveyors come and confirm the locations. Oh yeah, we have plenty of room. We have more than enough. The old dock location was well beyond the setback, so I'm not worried about it at all. It takes big machines to move big steel, like this one. There's two types of docks that people typically build. Traditionally, they were done as crib docks, which is basically stacking up square timbers or logs in a box and filling it with rocks. That's all done underwater. And then you build a dock on top of it. Now, what we do now is we build a steel pile dock where we drive steel pile into the ground and weld basically a frame of steel and then put the wood decking on it. The steel is much stronger. It's driven way deep into the ground so it doesn't sink and settle like cribs can, and it can't be sort of pushed over by the ice. It's really the more solid way to build a dock. Now we've got our steel down here. We're gonna break apart these lifts and start driving some piles.
The pile driver can only reach a certain height, so the piles have to be cut down to a length that enables the machine to get on top of them.
Right to that rock that keeps coming out, we push that off, we can set the pile right down in there.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
The first pile gets driven in and just keeps going. This means the bedrock is much deeper than we anticipated. We need to bring in our welder to lengthen the piles.
So much for hitting bedrock right away.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen.
Daryl and Andy's lakefront lot is empty, except for a dock that is falling apart.
It's just mostly a forest space. So the kids don't have an area to just roam freely, to play.
I'm building them a family-friendly dock that will be big enough that they can come up and enjoy the lake until they have a chance to build a cabin. But when we started driving the piles into the lake for the new dock, we hit a problem.
We've driven the first pile in, and we were hoping to hit bedrock, but it's deeper than 20 feet. So now we have to weld another pile on top and keep driving down. So we have to bring in another crew. We got to get the welding done before we can move ahead. It slows things down a little bit because now we have to stop and weld each pile versus driving a whole bunch of piles in. A little frustrating, but it happens.
While the welding crew gets set up, I'm going to drop in the second pile and figure out how we're going to weld over open water. It might be tricky, but I think I have a solution.
So I'm gonna paddle out and try to rescue the raft so that we can use it to weld off of, but it's anchored out in the middle of the lake. All right, now I gotta paddle in somehow. Throw me a line.
That's what we get for working in cottage country.
Dave's out there welding the extension on the first pile. Then we can drive that pile another 20 feet and hope that we hit some bedrock. If we don't, we have to weld another one on and keep going and going and going until we hit bedrock. This dock's gonna require 17 or 18 piles. We're already starting with some pretty long piles. This isn't good news. We could end up putting a lot more steel in this dock than I anticipated.
And steel costs money. This means the budget is going to keep going up as long as we keep adding steel. After driving down 30 feet of piles, we have finally hit rock bottom.
I think we can just leave this because I think it's skipping down the edge of the rock the way it's on a bit of an angle there. So I think we've hit the bedrock. We're just sort of moving along the edge of it. So I'm happy with that. Let's tack another one on this pile and drive this one down. All right, well, that's good. 2 down, 16 to go.
As we work to secure the piles, disaster strikes. The main pin in the pile driver breaks.
Hit a rock and moved around it.
This grinds all work to a halt.
All right.
If we can't drive the piles in, then we can't make any progress.
All right, that's it.
I have to order a new part, and all we can do is shut the site down until it arrives. Now I'm looking at a delayed schedule. I never miss a deadline, and I hate disappointing my clients.
1, 2, 3, big jump.
Daryl and Andy want to create a waterside haven for their young family. We started with a dock that was rotten and downright dangerous. So I'm building them a backyard on the lake that I think they're gonna fall in love with.
I just want a really safe environment for the kids.
Things have not been going according to plan.
All right, that's it. Wow, we've been hit with some major delays on this one, and all I want to do is get them a space they can enjoy before the summer's over. The equipment failures that we've had there have been ridiculous. You know, a tried and true piece of equipment fails for the first time in 10 years. The replacement fails on the first day it gets on site. We finally got everything back up and running again, hit some bad weather again, which delayed us further. But now we're going. There's finally a light at the end of the tunnel for this dock for Daryl and Andy.
How you doing, dude?
Pretty good, pretty good. A little happier now. It's starting to move.
Good.
So you got things going. We got some progress here. It's good.
Dude, there's lots. In the last couple days.
So that's good. So now we'll get the rest of our steel in. We get on wood, what, 2-3 days maybe?
2-3 days. Yep.
Good.
For
All right,
sure.
good.
One more row of crossers out there. Starting stringers tomorrow.
Excellent. Sounds
For
good.
sure. Yep.
It's great having Danny out welding again because it means the next step is getting the deck boards on. I need to try and make up some lost time on this job.
Danny's finished up all the welding now, so the whole structure's complete. We can now start laying all the deck boards. This part is really satisfying because you see the whole dock take shape. And that gives me time to go shopping. Daryl and Andy picked a smaller lake specifically because they wanted it to be safe for their kids. So I know that's a big priority for them. I want to add some fun features for the kids, but I got to keep them safe.
So we have 4 steps and 5-step ladder, white and black, aluminum, powder coated.
You know what I really like about these is that they have the angle that I need, so it's more of a staircase than a steep ladder, because these kids, they're little kids. They seem to have no sharp edges on them, so the kids won't cut themselves. You know, these are perfect.
Perfect.
And I'm just looking for some other fun ideas for this family. Got little kids, and I see this slide over here, and I think that would be perfect. Can we go take a look?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think any dock is complete without a slide.
Can I try it out on this frame?
Yeah, it's sound. I built the stand myself, so
Oh, you
jump
built it?
on.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I trust you. I'm gonna give this a shot. This is pretty good. Right on. That's great. Okay, let's get one of these and get a ladder and get moving. That's fantastic.
Back at the site, we're making great progress on the decking.
We've encountered several delays along the way on this project. We've hit really difficult weather, and we've had some mechanical failures. So we finally got a window to get things moving, and you know, it happened fast when the window opened up, that's for sure.
This job has really come together. The slide and ladder have arrived.
Set yours end down,
So we can now put the final touches on this dock.
pull your ladder in just a bit more. I'm just sketching out my ideas for the shorefront. When I got to site and started explaining the stairs I want to add to Dave into the water, I realized I think we need some stairs onto the dock as well. So I'm just sort of getting the ideas sketched out here. Often when, you know, you're actually on site and you see things built, they come together a little differently. So I'm adapting and getting some ideas on paper here. Hey, Dave. So here, I just sketched out our ideas here. So we got our first staircase, and then I'm thinking about in this staircase over here, little mulch path. And I'm even thinking if there's room to flank in some very subtle gardens maybe, just to separate it. Sure. There, and there. But you'll see, I'm not sure if you're gonna have room for those, but we'll see how it comes together. Good.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Placing the stone for the steps is the final part of the job. After some brutal setbacks to the deadline and the budget, I just hope Daryl and Andy love what we've created for them.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
This is stunning.
Daryl and Andy came to me with a blank slate, a plot of land that was empty except for a rotten old crib dock that was dangerous for their young family to play on. Our 3-week timeline got doubled to 6 weeks when our equipment broke down and I had to order new parts. On top of that, the lake bed was a lot deeper than we could have guessed, which means an increase in the amount of steel we used, taking the original $46,000 budget to $50,000.
I can't believe we finally finished. Daryl and Andy are going to be arriving any moment now, and I can't wait to show them what we've done here. So what do you think?
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
This is stunning. Amazing. Everything we wanted.
It's massive.
Yeah, it's a lot of space. Huge amount of space, all the entertaining space you needed. But what I want to show you first are some of the features we did here along the shoreline. So here we've got your beautiful sand bottom, child-friendly swimming cove. So now the kids can walk in here on these nice steps. They won't slip on the steps. You've got that beautiful sand beach.
And the stairs are perfect grade into it. They won't slip.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
So the L shape of the dock blocks the waves from coming in, and it's nice and contained, very safe. Now, when it is time for deep water, we can head out onto the dock.
Perfect.
Okay.
Let's go see.
Here we have your fabulous new dock. Now, it's huge, which is
massive.
what you guys wanted.
Totally.
Lots of area.
And it's wide, and that makes me feel a lot less anxious when I've got the kids just running.
You want to go play?
The first thing I noticed when I saw the dock was the size of it, and the first thing that came to mind was the safety of it for the kids.
Now, over here we have essentially your backyard space for the kids out on the water.
I just love how you've gone so far out that it's going to be deep water for them to jump in. Everybody will be having a great time. It's fantastic.
Well, it really maximized what you guys have here on your property, which is beautiful, shallow water for the kids to swim in. But you also have deep swimming water. You don't often get both of those, and we were able to use the dock shape to maximize that. So it worked out great. We've got your slide area over here.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's what the kids have always wanted. Thank you. It's going to be great.
Over here, Daryl, we put in this great ladder. So
Perfect.
This is a sloped ladder that allows, it's almost like a staircase, really.
Okay.
So as you can see, it has a good angle to it, so the little kids will be able to climb up it. There's no sharp edges on it. It's all finished in aluminum, so it won't corrode.
Simon, thank you so much. This is everything that we dreamed of and we talked of, and
I'm
it's
glad.
absolutely beautiful.
I'm glad.
Here we go.
The shallow part is amazing, and then we also have the other parts where they can go and jump off the dock. They can slide down the slide and just have a really fun space.
You know, really, this is really our dream come true.
My favorite part of this dock is the way we've created this large island space out on the water. And that's really what they needed, is sort of to be able to get out on the water and step away from the property. It's really fun to, deliver something to people like Daryl and Andy who have never been on the lake. This is new to them. So they're relying on me to sort of tell them how they're gonna have fun on the lake. And having lived on the lakes and built on the lakes with young kids, I knew what they needed, and I was able to deliver that. Now it's great to see them enjoying that. All the lessons I've learned with my kids playing on the lakes with other clients, they get to benefit from that, and that's what I tried to give them.
On lake docks and decks, this is what lakeside living is all about. But the Clark family are not happy with their dock.
More space width-wise is definitely what we need.
And that's not the only thing on their wish list.
We talked about also possibly maybe a fire pit out there.
It's my job to build them a dock that will give them the life they dream of.
Oh my goodness.
Look how big it is.
I'm Simon Hirsch, and for 23 years, I've been creating docks and decks in Lake Country.
Back towards you.
Today, I'm going to visit the Clarks at their cabin and boathouse.
My family's had a cabin at the lake for as long as I can remember, so it made sense to move up here permanently.
We wanted a place for them to be able to run around and, lots of trees instead of concrete. It is perfect. We love living up here. It's, we don't have to sit in the traffic, and we get to get the paddleboard out whenever we want and get the fishing boat out and just go for a fish. At the end of the day, Chris will come home from work and we will say, oh, the water's calm, let's go for a wakeboard, or, it's windy out, let's go kiteboarding.
Anytime you're waking up and this is the view that you have at the lake, it's completely unbeatable.
I love raising my kids up here. It's so much more relaxed and easygoing and calm. Just more of a sense of imagination, I find. And, they can go up into the woods and build forts and run around, and we don't have to be worried about them.
I just find there's so much more for them to do up here. It's
Outside.
fresher air. Then in the wintertime, the lake's frozen, you're skating on the lake.
Snowmobiling.
Snowmobiling on the lake. It really is a slice of heaven.
Yeah,
so.
it's a wonderland up here. It's paradise.
As the kids are getting older, as we're entertaining more, we're just definitely in need of more space. The dock is very long, but I think being able to extend it to get more sunlight on it would be nice. Typically for like a regular family dinner, you could have 12 to 14 people pretty easily, and then add a kids table into it. So
Yeah, more space width-wise is definitely what we need.
I'd want as big a deck as possible, other places for other boats to be able to tie up to.
So if we had more space on the dock, then we wouldn't all be crowded into one area, and the kids could be on one end, and then we could be getting the table set for dinner or sitting on some extra chairs without getting splashed as the kids run by you.
Chris and Melissa definitely need my help, and I'm excited to get started.
Wow, this is an amazing view. What more could you need out here?
More space.
When you're fitting friends and family on here, it's not wide enough, and so people are, squishing past other people, and we don't want people to fall in, and, kids running around, jumping in. Just a little bit wider for sure would make it possible to enjoy the space a little bit better.
Right, right. Anything else in the wish list?
We lose sunlight early afternoon, so our sunsets are gone. If we're out further, we're being able to get beautiful sunsets.
Right, right. So the sunset's behind the boathouse here,
Yep.
and you get shade here for the afternoon.
Yep.
All right. In a perfect world, how would your day at the dock, how would you like it to be?
I would love to come down here with a coffee and have breakfast down here even. I'd honestly love to have all of my meals down here and spend the entire day, swimming in the lake and coming out and tanning and having some food. It would be nice to have a bonfire out here. I mean,
Right.
that's why we're at the lake again, right?
Is that even something that's possible?
Well, let me try to put some ideas together and see what we can come up with.
Excellent.
Okay. Chris and Melissa really want to spend a lot of their time down here at the dock. My challenge here is really to extend this dock space. We do have some problems, though. My biggest problem is the water levels. The water levels are extremely high all over Lake Country right now. We've had a lot of rain. So the only way that I can build these docks is to weld a steel frame. But the support beams have to be at a certain height, which is underwater in this situation.
And I don't have the equipment for underwater welding. Plus, it's incredibly expensive.
Putting a step in the middle of the dock will not work. They'll be anxious to jump in the water and they'll trip, or someone will step off it with a tray of food or drinks. So the step isn't an option. So I've really got to figure out a way to keep this dock level with the original dock and still be able to build it. I don't know why I went ahead and just told them this won't be a problem, because it is a problem. I'm just gonna have to figure out a way to do it.
Come hell or high water, I'm gonna build a massive new dock for the Clarks that will give them 4 times as much space for entertaining and extend far enough so that they can get all-day sun and a sunset in the evening. And to make sure they can stay here all night too, I'm gonna put a fire pit on this dock so the kids can roast marshmallows right out on the lake. We've got a $28,000 budget and 2 weeks to build this. It's time to get started.
Today is the first day of work at Chris and Melissa's boathouse. We're rolling in here. We have all our steel on the barge. We're gonna pull up in front and start laying out the location of all the piles and start building this dock. It's looking good, Dan. What they want to do is keep this faded color this color and then start the new one in a straight line. So instead of, stitching it in, we're just going to basically build straight off this thing. So we're going to need a nailer along the edge of some sort here. For you to connect the next piece of decking to. More what I'm concerned about now, again, is our dock height, right? So the water level's still really high.
Oh, yeah.
So how much of a weld are we going to be able to get on our crosser now?
By the time we get our piles in, hopefully the water cooperates, goes down, and we'll get an inch of weld across the top just to hold it.
Right.
And
then weld it out after as the water level?
As the water goes down.
Okay.
Hopefully it cooperates and goes down, but that's all we can do for now.
Yeah, well, let's just pray it doesn't rain again,
Oh,
although it's not looking too good. No. And if you can get it tacked on top and we can keep building, then I'm okay with it.
Okay.
But we will have to come back around before we deck it and get the rest of that weld in.
Sounds good.
We're creating a solid steel frame for this dock by pounding steel piles down into the lake bed, through 30 feet of water and mud until they hit the bedrock. Once we weld the cross beams between them, they'll be rock solid. But with the water level this high, the weld points are underwater. All we can do is cross our fingers and hope the water level drops so we can finish the job. And unless that happens fast, we don't have a hope of completing this construction in 2 weeks.
So we're just finishing the first pile. It's taken a long time, a lot of prep work with every single pile. We've got 12 of them to do. We'll get maybe one more in today. So you can see it's gonna take days to get this done.
So once all the piles are driven, we can start welding in the cross braces or the crossers. Now, the problem on this location is that the water level is so high. If the water level doesn't drop, we won't be able to weld the crossers, and this project will not be able to move forward.
The Clarks want to make their dock bigger and wider for entertaining their family and friends. I'm building them a huge 750 square foot dock with a stone fire pit. We're driving in the piles that form the base of the steel frame, but it's slow progress.
Because the bedrock's uneven, the piles are all different lengths. First, we have to go through 13 feet of water and then drive through another 17 feet of mud to hit bedrock. Our original timeline on this dock was 2 weeks. Now, after we've driven in 12 piles, we've had to stop and wait an entire month for the water levels to drop so we can weld in the cross beams. Finally, they've dropped and we can get moving again.
With 12 steel piles, 6 steel cross beams, and 8 steel joists across them, we've got a seriously heavy-duty frame to put our decking on.
What I'm doing right now is setting down the wood sleepers so that we can connect our decking to the steel frame. We've also welded in this whole steel plate area, which is going to be our fire pit. Now, we had to do that area in steel so it didn't catch on fire when we lit a fire. After this, the guys will pour concrete on here, and we'll be able to set some stone in place. But right now, we have to install all these wood sleepers. So we have to pre-drill every single piece of wood, every single piece of steel, and then install these non-corrosive fasteners in to secure the wood frame to the dock. This helps a lot if water levels go high and the water's pushing up on the deck boards. These will hold it in place so it doesn't get lifted off. So what I'm trying to do here is lay out to install some of these wood nailers. Now, these allow us to put wood on the side of the dock. We need to put wood on the side of the dock to not only make it look nice, it's called the dock fascia. When you bring your boat in, you don't hit the rough steel. But also, we need a piece of wood to come up a little higher than this metal plate so we can pour the concrete in the base here to support the stone. So we're using this wood frame as the forming for the concrete pad.
Pouring concrete is a tricky job, and doing it on open water means that the whole thing is a crazy balancing act. My guys have to work hard and fast to get it done. We're using a straight edge 2x10 to level the concrete, and then we need to let it cure. And keep our fingers crossed that a rogue wave or a rainstorm doesn't wash away all this hard work before the concrete sets. Now that the concrete foundation is cured, it's time to lay in the flagstones. This is an insanely elaborate structure for a dock, but we're playing with fire here.
This is a steel base with 2 inches of concrete built on top, another ½ inch of flagstone. There's no way the fire is going to get to the wood dock. I'm mixing fire, water, wood, and the Clark family. I can't be too careful.
We've lost a whole month waiting for the water levels to lower, so it's time to put all hands on deck. While the flagstones are going down, I've got my guys laying the cedar decking boards on the rest of the dock, and I'm heading out to pick up something special for this project.
So I'm trying to get something that is fun, it's adrenalizing, I've got some good ideas.
A rainy summer delayed our schedule for a whole month, and this project was only supposed to take 2 weeks. Time is money, so we're going full out to catch up and stay on budget.
I really want to come up with something special for Chris and Melissa and their family. So I know they're going to love the fire pit. That's fantastic. The kids will get a kick out of it, but you know, daytime fun, kids want excitement. They want something a little more adrenalizing. And I think their kids are a lot like mine. They really like to get out there. So I'm trying to get something that is fun, it's adrenalizing, but still safe. And something that really lets, you know, Chris and Melissa sit on the dock and relax while the kids have fun. I've got some good ideas. This really caught my eye.
Shopping for toys?
Always more toys, but this is for a family. They've got some really high energy little kids, and this just may be the ticket. So it's basically a catapult, is it?
Absolutely.
And adults can use it too,
Adults
everybody?
can use it. This thing is awesome. You can launch your kids like 10 feet in the air. You can launch your wife into the water.
Oh,
no one
fantastic.
stays dry on it. You're definitely gonna want this to add to the trampoline.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Something high energy and real adrenaline filling, but still safe, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you should probably get on it because this is our last one.
Let's take it.
Done,
Great.
done.
Okay. Hey guys, how's it going?
Great.
Looking great.
Thank you.
Fantastic. It's drying pretty quick though in the sun, isn't it?
The sun's helping.
Fantastic. Excellent. So we're just setting in the final stones here. There was a lot of steps to get Chris and Melissa their fire pit here. They wanted this idea. They weren't sure how we could do it. We figured out a great way to do it, but we had to lay steel down. We had to do a concrete pad. Now we're doing a mortar bed and finally setting the stones. After this, we're gonna grout it all in. It's gonna look perfect. This has to be done, otherwise we're gonna light the dock on fire. So none of that heat transfer, none of those sparks can get on the wood. So this area, 10 by 10 feet, gives us enough room to put a nice fire pit in the middle and have no risk of a fire.
Getting the surfaces right on a dock project is key. The Clarks will never see the steel structure underneath their dock, but they have to live with the decking boards and flagstones day in and day out. Every board and every stone has to be perfect if I'm going to put my name on this job. So my guys have to be meticulous and fast because we are still struggling to make up the time we lost at the start of construction.
Since Chris and Melissa's boathouse was first built, the water levels have been rising over the years. I thought we were gonna have to build this dock about 6 inches higher just to get our weld lines above the water level. But luckily, they dropped just in time for us to weld out the frame. So now I've been able to avoid having a step here. That would have been a real hazard. You would have walked out of the doors, looked out at the lake, boom, tripped right there. So luckily, it all worked out great, and we've got a nice level transition onto the new dock.
While my guys finish up a few more boards, I'm heading back to my lumberyard to work on a final project.
I love to surprise my clients with handmade finishing touches. Melissa said she wants a nice spot for morning coffee. I've crafted this massive 500-pound log bench. It's a permanent fixture on the dock. It can withstand all weather. Great place to sit.
I'm happy with the way this project is coming together, but the real test is what the clients think. I can't wait to show the Clarks their new dock, and I think they're gonna love it.
What do you think?
Oh my goodness.
At the beginning of this job, it seemed impossible to deliver what these clients wanted, which was a level extension of the narrow dock. The water levels were just too high, so there was no way we could weld the steel structure.
1 month later, and our 2-week timeline has been extended to 6 weeks, but we have come in on budget at $28,000.
This is the part of the job that I love, seeing the clients' faces when they see the completed project. I can't wait to show Chris and Melissa their new dock. So are you guys ready to see this?
We're ready.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
What do you think?
Oh my goodness.
Look how big it is.
Oh my
We've added
goodness.
about 4 times as much dock space here. You've got all the things you were looking for. You've got lots of different areas to live and enjoy your space out here. And look, you've got sun. We've got
Yes. Oh.
tons of sun out here. We've managed to do this without any step at all, which is great. No trip
That's
hazard
awesome.
here.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, we've got lots of different areas you can use out here on this dock, and one of the areas is kind of a surprise. I like to call it the indestructible recreation area. So why don't I let you
Nice.
see it?
So cool.
Wow. Why do you call it the indestructible area?
Well, it's kind of a unique bench, sort of lounging area, and it's indestructible in the sense that it weighs about 500 pounds.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks pretty heavy.
These logs are huge, so this is not gonna blow off your dock. The kids can climb on it, they can spill on it. It's a great area to sit. I thought it lets you look out at the rest of the dock. It's all made out of cedar, so it's naturally impervious to rot and insects.
So it can stay out here the whole time. I don't have to move 500 pounds or
No, I mean, I'm sure you could do it, but, you know, like,
Excellent, no.
the idea is you can just let it be and let it
that's
weather.
perfect.
I'm glad you love this space so much, but we've got another area which was essential to your life at the dock, and that's your dining area.
Nice.
Excellent, yeah.
We'll take a look.
All right.
Wow, this is amazing.
This is awesome. Wow.
Beautiful, open, sunny
Yeah.
space, a lot of square footage. We've really, like we said, extended this dock. It's 4 times as big as it was before.
And this is really what we were
That's what we
wanting, is
wanted.
to be able to live down here and spend our whole day here. So this completes it. When I went through those doors and I saw that huge open space, I was blown away at just how much space there was. And, you know, there was the different areas, but there's still so much space around there, so it wasn't crowded at all. And if we wanted to, like for the dining room area, if we wanted to make that even bigger, we could, but it's so nice and intimate the way it is already.
I've got another big surprise for you guys. You ready to see it?
Yep.
All right, let's take a look.
What? Is that a fire pit?
You got me the fire pit that I was dreaming of. I
Wow.
cannot believe this.
We managed to mix fire and water, yes. So it was quite a challenge to get this in here, but
Wow,
this is
Simon.
safe. You can have your fires, you can enjoy the sunset.
So like these are solid rocks?
This is real stone, set in concrete, set on top of steel. So
Oh,
there's
wow.
no wood underneath the fire pit area.
This is way better than I imagined. I can't believe we get a fire pit out on our dock.
On the dock, where the sun will be for the most part of the day, and we get to just enjoy it. Yeah,
Oh.
come in here, roast some marshmallows with the kids. This is amazing.
I thought the challenge of this was going to be a little bit too much. Simon, incredible.
Yeah. Thank you so much. This is, I'm speechless.
And if you look out there, you'll see.
Oh my goodness.
That's incredible.
A trampoline,
Wow.
water trampoline.
Oh, I can see Tessa and Ben just wrestling and jumping off.
I love seeing that happy reaction, that excitement. Like they're eager to get out there and enjoy it with their families. Creating these sort of fun spaces, it's even though sometimes it seems like it's for the kids, it's for the adults too, because it allows you to play with your kids and kind of be a kid again. So that's why I love doing this. This is about fun.
Simon and his crew absolutely blew us away with what they were able to give us. We can't thank them enough, so thank you so much, Simon.
For the memories that we're going to be making, our family is going to love it, and even our extended family and friends, they'll be coming up and using it as well, and we just can't wait to share that with everyone.
On lake docks and decks, the Crossett family love lakeside living.
And the boating. The boating's the best.
But their waterfront isn't. Their current fire pit is treacherous.
We'd really like to have a comfortable spot where we can all sit around a campfire.
And their dock needs a serious boost. I'm going to help them take their lakeside home to the next level.
Oh my goodness.
This is awesome.
I'm Simon Hirsch, and for 23 years, I've been building lake docks and decks in Lake Country. The Crossett's lakefront home is a slice of paradise, a sprawling 4-bedroom home perched on a cliff with some of the best views in the world. But they desperately need some help improving their rocky, dangerous fire pit to bring the spot to its full potential.
I've been coming up to the lake since the day I was born.
I've been coming up to the lake for a while, too, ever since I was born. Our children have been coming up to the lake since they were born, so I think they've had a very good experience as well.
The summer vibe you get here is like nowhere else.
We worked in the city, both of us, and it's been like the weekend rat race. Drive 2, 3, 4 hours just to get up here and enjoy 2.5 days at best. We did that for many, many, many years. And I, for one, got real tired of it.
Tired of the traffic, tired of, small backyard, wanting to enjoy some property. 2 years ago, we just decided to take that leap of faith.
Being here full-time certainly has its advantages. I mean, nice dinner, end the day with a campfire. If we could just make it accessible and relaxing rather than tripping over rocks to get there, I mean, that would be perfect for me.
Where we are having campfires, it's not very easy and it's rocky.
It is so rocky and hilly around here, and we're afraid, to get my grandma and some of my older aunts. We can't even bring them over to the site. Also, for our boat, we'd like to have something to cover it, to protect it in the seasons and not have to, take it over to a marina.
You see the storms coming in and you see them rolling through. It's pretty exciting, but there is a little bit of danger there too. So the boat, you gotta protect it.
It sounds like Mark and Sue really need my help.
Well, I can definitely see the need to cover up your boat. Now, your fire pit, tell me a little bit about this.
Well, as you can see, this is a little bit treacherous to get here. After a long day out on the lake, having fun on the boat, we like to spend our evenings here wrapping up the day and, making some more memories around the fire. However, it is super treacherous. We've got some elderly family members that they can't even come down here.
Right.
It's just super dangerous. So we like to create an atmosphere that's safe, convenient, ties the dock and the fire pit together in a way. On a busy weekend, we could have 12, 14 people down here easy.
So we need a lot more space in this.
Yeah, I mean, you want to take advantage of this view and in this situation, make these memories. So the more the merrier for us.
It's a tricky spot because we're on a slope here,
Exactly.
so I'm trying to figure out how we're going to get enough level land.
I see this being, an everyday thing, so it really is important to me.
A little more civilized, so you can use it
Exactly.
all the time,
Yeah.
right? So So it's not just the patio area we need to work on making safe access to, it's also the pathway to it.
Correct.
So we have to get down from the cottage or up from the boat port to this area safely. We can't be climbing over logs and rocks and dirt paths. I'm gonna have to really work on this, and I'll come up with some good ideas.
I'm gonna tackle this job on 2 levels. First, I'll build them a boat port that will protect against the elements. On the hill, I'm gonna find and create a brand new site for the family's fire pit with an access path everyone can use. And the cherry on top, a zip line to connect the 2 areas from the fire pit right to the dock. I've got a $38,000 budget for this project and 4 weeks to get it done. The first thing I need to do is get all my materials together. Fortunately, I have my own lumber yard, so we're off to a good start. I'm using reclaimed, old stock timber for the boat port. We're making our beams by cutting off the weathered exteriors, and they end up looking as good as new. In fact, better than new, because the old lumber was cut from mature trees, making it harder and stronger than lumber from new growth trees.
The first thing we need to do when we're setting up the boat port is to figure out where all the posts are gonna go. Once we do that, we can mark it all out, and then we can start setting the posts, bracing the posts, and then we'll put in the beams on top.
It doesn't take long for the boat port to start taking shape.
Back towards you.
While my guys get stuck into the construction, I need to figure out what to do about the fire pit.
Sue and Mark want to have the older relatives, the grandparents, come up and visit with them here. There's no way they're going to get down to this fire pit the way it is. I mean, you're climbing over wet rocks and dirt. It's just not going to work. There's got to be a better location somewhere here for a fire pit. Better sunsets, more level ground, a little easier to fit it in here. So right now we're just hooking up the welder, so we need to get a solid ground into the dock frame. The dock's then driven into the lake bed, so that gives us a good ground. And then we're gonna cut out some plates over here and weld in some steel brackets to help tie the timber frame structure into the steel dock.
Welding is always hazardous, and doing it over open water is even more dangerous. High voltage, a wooden dock, and lots of water means that we have to take serious precautions to prevent fires or electric shock.
What we've done now is we've taken out the wood plate to expose the steel. Now I can take this steel bracket here, I can weld it onto the steel frame of the dock, and then bolt it right here to the timber. This makes this timber structure strong. It won't move in the wind, it won't sway, it's tied into the steel dock. Pulling up the deck boards so that when we weld the plate to the beam, it doesn't catch fire.
It's a new day, and it came to me like a flash of light. I found the perfect spot for the fire pit. The new location is closer to the dock and the water. With the new access path, it's going to be easier to get to as well. And the added bonus is that it will be larger than the previous fire pit, as the hill levels out here.
So the excavator's coming now, up the hill. It's starting to rain, it's getting muddy. We gotta hurry up and get this thing unloaded, otherwise we're not getting this truck in.
While the crane is here to set the excavator in place, the gravel is to lay the bedding for the access road and the fire pit.
A dump truck just arrived with all the gravel, but we're blocking the road with the crane. Everything has to happen at the same time. Okay, so you're gonna have to wait a little bit here. You gotta get the excavator down there first. Can't get you in until it's in place. I know you're trying to get out of here, but you're gonna have to wait, okay?
The timeline on this job was always tight. This is a massive waste of time and money I don't need right now. So now I gotta pay a guy by the hour to sit here and do nothing while we get the excavator in place. The Crossettes are fortunate enough to live on the lake year-round. They need a four-season structure to protect their boat, as well as a fire pit where the family can gather. But I can't even make a start on the fire pit until I build an access road. And right now I've got a traffic jam that's costing money every second. What we have to do now is hook up the excavator to unload it. There's not a lot of room to work with, so we just have to drop it into this little space here. So I'm gonna guide it as it comes off. With the excavator finally off the truck, we can get this gravel dumped and this guy off the clock. This is 15 tons of gravel. That's 30,000 pounds of stone, enough to cover our access path and create the foundation for the fire pit. Neil is clearing the path down to the new location, while the rest of my crew push the stone into the path so the work vehicles can move through the site safely. So much work to do before we can even get down to start on this fire pit. At least the excavator has made it down to the new fire pit location. What I want to do is use this area here, where we can stage our construction out of, and then start building the retaining wall area right along the shoreline. We're going to cut in right over here, tie into some stairs that are going to come down from the old path, cut into the bank here, more retaining wall, put our stone seating ledge at the back. Okay. Use all these nice medicine ball-sized boulders, these natural boulders, to create our fire pit in the middle. Okay. And then we'll have a flagstone around it. And then we've got a ton of old brush and debris and everything in here that we need to get rid of. So, I don't know, maybe we'll have to bring down the chipper, make a big pile of it. We'll deal with that as we dig it up.
All right, sounds good.
Without the excavator, this whole job would be impossible. But with it, and a skilled operator like Neil, we can transform this area really quickly. While Neil whips the fire pit area into shape, I can get back to work on the boat port with the rest of the guys. Got it?
Yeah.
Josh. We're just hoisting up all the roof trusses, stack them on top, then we're gonna spread them out to build the roof. There's nothing speedy about putting up the trusses. It's a laborious job, but someone's got to do it. Over at the fire pit, Neil is making excellent headway clearing and leveling the site. Time to bring in the gravel base. I can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel for this project.
Oh my goodness.
This is awesome. It's exactly what we wanted.
The Crossett family moved up to the lake full-time, and they're in love with it. But in 2 weeks, I'll be showing them a whole new way to enjoy their property when I finish their brand new family-sized fire pit and awesome boat port. Mark and Sue's boat port is really coming along. We've got the roof trusses going in. We're gonna be sealed up pretty soon. It's really gonna be a great space. But I'm thinking, as I see the space take shape, what would work great would be if we put a wall in this area here. It would add some protection from the elements, and we could add some storage cabinets in here, maybe a counter space, bar fridge, even a sink, something to really help with entertaining at the dock. Then we could also fill in this unused space of the boat slip and have more space for a table, somewhere to entertain out of. I think they'd love it. The job has two main parts, the fire pit and the dock. So I'm gonna create a link between them with a zip line, and I figured out where to put it. What I wanna do is take this and mount it higher on the next tree over and shift it over a little bit. Just trying to get the right angle and then figure out where it's gonna land on the dock and make sure I have enough slope to give them enough speed, but not too much speed so they go flying into the dock. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mount the post right here. So we're taking this deck board off here. And we're gonna weld the post right into the steel frame of the dock. This will line up with the tree, and we'll be able to put different heights on this post for different steepnesses in the line, so we can figure out how fast or slow people want to go. Back at the fire pit, things are starting to come together. We're finally getting our fire pit taking shape. We found this great spot down here, a little closer to the water, but it allows me to level out the area. So we've cleared out a nice area. We've got our retaining walls in place. We've built it up with a gravel base. And this is what I love over here. We've managed to use all the natural stair treads to build the first part of the staircase coming out of the fire pit. So now it blends in with the beautiful moss rocks, everything I wanted to use here. All the rock here we found on site, so it's all natural, be able to recycle it. So the stairs are gonna continue up, tie into the old path, provides nice level access, still looking natural, but as you can see, they're easy to walk on. Nice even stride. Once the flagstone gets into place here, it'll be level, but I'm really happy, it's really taking shape. With 3 days to go, this job is really coming along. It's back on schedule after the slow start to the fire pit. Time to check in on headway on the boat port.
Hey, Corey.
Hey, Sam.
This is looking awesome in here.
Yeah, it's coming in.
Good, good. So just a little more wallboard to put up here, and I see some soffits.
Yeah. Hopefully, before the end of the day, we'll be able to stain everything up. So tomorrow will be basically just doing all the little trims, corner caps, the 1x4s, buttoning up, and hopefully doors. We'll get this live edge cedar top in, hopefully. Zipline's ready. It needs to be tested, though, so.
No one used it? No one's tested?
Nope, it's up to you.
It's me. I gotta test it.
I'm not testing it.
You sure it's good, right? It's gonna hold?
Let's hope so.
Somehow, it's always up to me to be the guinea pig for stuff like this.
Okay, well, I hope this thing holds. First time.
We're almost on the project at the Crossett family cabin. We're putting the final touches on a gorgeous boat port, a totally new fire pit, and as a little something extra, a zip line, creating some flow between the waterfront and the fire pit. It's up to me to make sure the zip line is safe.
Okay, well, I hope this thing holds. First time.
It's official, the zip line zips. The work is complete, and we stuck to our budget of $38,000 and just managed to make the 4-week timeline. The Crossett family is on their way, and I've got to hustle to make sure everything looks perfect for them.
All right, guys, here it is.
Oh my goodness.
This is awesome.
Thank you.
Very nice.
You guys want to go take a look?
Yeah, let's go, let's go.
Go ahead.
Wow.
so we added a few little entertaining features in here.
Check it out.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Never expected that.
This is a live edge. We call it a live edge because you can still see the shape of the tree on it. It's a nice big slab of cedar. We've got lots of storage built in here too. Do you want to take a look here?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Wow.
Lots of room.
Space, that's
for,
amazing.
life jackets.
No, this is perfect. Keeps everything neat and tidy.
We've done all your walls in an engineered product that is really water resistant, so it should hold the stain really well, last a long time. We've tied in the whole structure to your steel dock with these metal brackets. So we've welded those right into the dock, bolted them in, so this thing's gonna withstand anything now. We also filled in this area of the dock. So now there's plenty of room here. It was a little crowded to the bar when we first put it in, but there's still plenty of room for the boat. It really wasn't needed, and it gives you a lot of space here.
Right on. This is going to be a focal point right here. This is great.
Here, let's take a look at it from out here.
Right on.
I love how well it fits in with your existing dock space. You've got this great seating area here. You got your lounging space, your diving board. So I just had to add one more thing to this. This is your zip line.
No way.
So you had everything else out here, but we had to add one more thing.
Wow.
So it's a fantastic run. It actually leads up to your new fire pit.
All right, let's go see it.
Let's go see it. It's fantastic.
Looking forward to it. Wow.
So here it is.
This is perfect. This is amazing.
A nice spot. Plenty
Very
of seating
nice.
here. You got lots of room to spread out. We've even got the stone benches set back
I love
here.
it.
It's so big.
Yeah, it's a lot of space. The kids can sort of camp out all the way around here. Made your fire pit with these big boulders around it. Makes a nice deep fire pit in here. And you've got some protection in here from the wind. We've got the rock walls on both sides, the trees.
Right.
Beautiful lake view, but still enough protection to sort of have a cozy fire, even on a windy day like today.
Look at the view. We're right on the water.
It's
Unbelievable.
awesome. The best part is we don't have to wear hiking boots to get to our fire pit anymore. We can come down in sandals.
A little more civilized, the access.
Very civilized.
It's just beautiful.
What we're really looking forward to is having our folks come down here. You know, I mean, the other location was not accessible for them, but this is perfect just to spend some quality time safely.
The built-in seating was an idea that you'd always have some seating down here, even in the real rough seasons when you want to take the chairs away.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I know it was a lot of work, but we really appreciate you and your crew.
Yeah, from the bottom of our hearts. This is just incredible, like a dream come true.
Mark and Sue gave me a real challenge on this property. We need to create space for their teenage kids, for them and their grandparents. Had to cover the whole spectrum, but still make it fun. I think the zip line was a huge hit, and based on their reaction, a great big hug from Sue, I think I really nailed it.
Simon was great. He put a lot of imagination and creativity into this project. I mean, we never thought of having the fire pit down there because it was a section of our property we couldn't even access.
He really put everything into this job.
On lake docks and decks, the rocky, treacherous shore of the Oldham's Island cabin might be fine for their adrenaline junkie kids.
If we could have anything at the cabin, then a water slide would definitely be one of them.
But Howard and Bonnie want a little more luxury.
For us, the sunsets and that western view is key.
So I need to come up with a plan that'll make everyone happy.
Oh, you killed it!
This is amazing.
We'll set our joists here, run it over there.
I'm Marshall Black. I was born and raised on these lakes, and now I make my living building decks and docks. Today, I'm headed to help the Oldhams at their island cabin.
Having a cabin on an island has some unique challenges in that sometimes you can get trapped here. If the wind comes up or a storm rolls in, there's been nights when we've had to stay over and leave in the morning just to get home. Everything has to be barged. For instance, when we built the cabin, we put all the logs on the barge and had the barge nose up to shore and then had a boom truck take everything off. It's a big deal. The cabin was beside the local landfill, and the township wanted to pay someone to demolish the cabin and take it away. and we got a sweetheart deal on it, basically paid next to nothing. And we disassembled all the logs and put it on the barge on a log truck and then brought it here.
When we showed up, there were logs all across the beach, and they had the old chinking in them, and they just looked like something that had washed up on the beach. They all had to be numbered so that they would go back in the right order and the right style, and within a week, it went from a bunch of sticks to a cabin. It was amazing. Coming to the cabin is just relaxing. We play board games, we turn off our electronics, and we just enjoy.
My favorite thing is probably just like all the activities there are to do with like on the lake, like the diving board and just getting to go out swimming and stuff like that.
It's also beautiful as well. It's like, you just take it all in sometimes. Watch the sunset out in the lake. It's like, just amazing.
Our kids are daredevils for sure.
Watching my parents get in and out of the water is something else. It's pretty entertaining, to be honest.
They want it to be where the cliffs were and where the drop off in the lake is, and so they can do the jumps and the plunges.
If we could have anything at the cabin, then a water slide would definitely be one of them. That'd be like so much fun with all of your friends on a weekend.
We've always had this idea of having a log roll out in the middle of the bay at our cottage.
Yes.
And having like pool noodles or like batons and like hitting each other off. So it'd be really cool to have something like that. That would be money.
Trying to create outdoor living areas, and for us, the sunsets and that western view is key.
You can't beat this view, but the Oldhams want a more comfortable way to enjoy it, and I'm here to make it happen. In a perfect world, what would you want to see down here?
As you can see, Marsh, like our best view of the lake is down that way, because it just goes on forever. You can't even see the other shore.
Yeah, it looks like the ocean.
Yeah, it's just awesome.
Amazing.
We want to see that. That's what we love.
So this area here captures it all. You get your long view, you got your sunset, you get the stars at night.
And we got, the kids like the diving board, so we want to make this kind of the recreation place. We want to make it where everybody comes to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
So ideally, anything would go over the water a fair bit so we can miss the rocks and they can just jump in right off the dock.
So what if we did, just spitballing here, a cantilever dock, which would get you more of that view that you're hoping to achieve?
Oh, wow.
That'd be ideal. How far could you cantilever out, you think?
With steel, I could probably cantilever 10 feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'd probably
that'd be
get us
good.
out far enough that we can see down the...
Yeah, because I can almost see it now. If I was over there, you'd have a clear view of that. All right, formulating a plan. It's coming together.
So the one thing we find, Marcia, is that the kids, they get cold. They're swimming all day, and then they want to run up to the cabin, and they hop in the shower. They have a hot shower, and they run back down. They leave a trail of towels on the way. It just goes on, and it'd be nice to have some way for them to warm up.
That gives me another great idea, but I'm not going to tell you about it.
Ah.
You want to stay in this part of your property, make it more accessible, more enjoyable, more loungeable.
Yeah.
That's a word. More hangoutable. That's another word. One of the biggest challenges for this project is obviously the terrain, but on the other hand, it's also really nice to work with because it allows me to form into the landscape. Luckily for me, they want to keep things natural and use natural products. This is right in my wheelhouse. My plan is to use steel beams to build a dock that cantilevers 10 feet over the water. I'm going to make it as wide as I can to give them as much luxurious living space as possible so they can relax and enjoy the space. And I'm going to surprise them with a hot tub that's built right into the rocks over their new dock. It's going to be very challenging. I'm pretty sure I can do it. I just got to figure out how I'm going to do it. That's a lot to deliver. And I've got 4 weeks and $50,000 to make it all happen. So let's get going. So today we've got the welder showing up. It's gonna be a slow process, but it's also the most important part as we're setting the foundation for the deck system, which is gonna cantilever and become the nice big flat living area for the family down at the water. Uvi!
Hey, Marsh.
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Am I ever happy to see you? We've got a bit of a task here ahead of us.
Yeah.
Looks like you've got the steel laid out. That's great.
So
let's go through what we got to do. That's you're 26 now?
That's 26 to here.
That seems
Can't get much better than that.
pretty awesome, right? And we're level. So this is our beam.
Yeah.
So the outside of this deck will be deep water.
Yes.
So that's gonna be pretty sexy going out there. I like it. Awesome. So do you have everything here you need to?
No. No, the anchors for the cantilever didn't show. I just made a call, and they're being purelated in sometime tomorrow.
And then I'm also looking at the sky. Can you be welding and drilling in the rain, or?
No, I can't.
So that's another possible setback as well.
It's supposed to rain in the next couple hours.
So really now, like you were hoping to do this in 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
What am I looking at for pushing back my schedule?
Well, later next week.
Later next week. That's pretty accurate.
Want me to lie?
No, I don't want you to lie.
No.
Even without the anchors, Oofy can still get started, so that when they arrive, we'll be ready to go. But after a couple hours work... Well, the weather has rolled in on us today, and we've had to call it quits. So there goes a good half day of production, unfortunately. But that's the way it is when you're working in the elements. Sometimes you get nice days, and other days you get this, and you just gotta shut her down. At the Oldham's cabin, we lost almost a week to the weather, but this project is moving again. I'm amazed at what Ubi has been able to do here with the steel. What he's been able to create here is almost 600 square feet of flat living area. They're gonna be blown away. I'm gonna make it as wide as I can, giving them as much living space as possible so they can relax and enjoy the sunsets on the lake every night. And I'm gonna surprise them with a hot tub that's built right into the rock over their new dock. It looks great right now, but we have to get the wood attached to the steel so we can start decking. Then I can start working on the hot tub. So we broke a drill bit off in the steel. The joys of working on the islands. So how many drill bits do we have? Maybe 2. We're gonna have to make a run into town, back to the marina, just get a fistful of bits because, I mean, this is our 3rd hole and we've already broken a bit. We're gonna be at a standstill soon if we don't get some more. The bad weather's coming. I've already lost tons of time due to bad weather. It's on the horizon. I gotta keep these guys working as long as we can today anyway. I got my shopping list. I'm off to town. As soon as the guys have the drill bits, they can attach the sleepers to the dock, and I can concentrate on the hot tub. I really want to put the hot tub here. I want to incorporate it into this rock ridge. It's gorgeous. I think it'd be so cool for them to be able to walk down this rock and step down and right into a hot tub. The height's gonna come in here, so the top deck around the hot tub, I'm gonna be able to scribe it, shape it right into this landscaping. It's gonna be spectacular. First things first, I gotta get all of this material out of here, and there's only one way to do that. Guys, grab a shovel. I'm thinking if it's like 8 feet long, 6 feet wide, we're gonna be able to get a lot of people in there and have a lot of fun. Looks like I'm gonna have to build over top of this steel. I'm gonna have to prime the steel, make my form for the hot tub in and around it, and then pour my walls and then pour my floor up. I would really love to see us be able to at least get down to the height of our steel. That would be ideal. With the rocks out of the way, we're moving full steam ahead. I've got the hot tub shape created here. I've got the forms made. We're pouring cement now, got the rebar in there. It's gonna be nice and strong. One of the problems I ran into is because our steel came back so far and the rock really didn't drop away the way I was hoping, is that our hot tub is a lot higher. I wanted it nice and low with stairs all around. You could access it easily. That didn't happen, because if you put stairs on here now, it's gonna be like a Mayan temple. So as we're standing here, it was like, light bulb, this is a bar. We gotta make this a bar. This is perfect. We can wrap the bar around here, 2 sides, Put some stools in underneath. And then another thought I had was originally I built this cubby because I wanted to have some wood storage for the fireplace, which is gonna be right here. But now, if this is gonna be a bar, out with the wood. I'm putting a fridge in here. So the next big obstacle I have to deal with the hot tub being the height it is I want it to blend into the environment, so I gotta work on my claddings. I'm gonna do a barn board wraparound, random widths, nice and gray, to blend with the horizontal gray rock behind me. For the top, I'm gonna do it in stone, real stone, 2 inches thick, because when you're coming down from the cabin, you're walking on all this beautiful, smooth gray rock. I want it to flow right into the top of the hot tub, so it really feels like it's a part of the terrain. I just want to see what this is going to look like. I'm so excited. What I hope this is going to do is just help blend into the rock face behind us. At this stage, our cement is poured, our forms are set. One of the next things I need to do is pour some cement to create some benches in here. So once I get the benches in, and once I get the stone top on, then I can rubberize the inside. I'm gonna have some stairs coming off the back here. It'll be a nice, easy flow, walk down there, maybe one step up onto the top, boom, into the hot tub. At the lake, on the dock, a fridge, a countertop, a hot tub. Pretty awesome. My bright idea for the stone bar top means that I have to make a trip to the stone yard and wait for it to get cut. Another delay, it's gonna put a real strain on my 4-week deadline for this project. We've made great progress on the Oldham's cantilever deck and hot tub. But with only 10 days left on this project, I need to get the stone bar top cut and in place. It's time for me to make a trip to the stone yard. I love this place. I come here for all my stone work. They take boulders from all different sources. They got quarries all over the place. They grab these boulders, they bring them here. They got these huge, like 15-foot diameter saw blades, and they just slice each boulder up like loaves of bread. You know, whatever thickness you want for walkways, for stairs, for countertops. They got a great operation. I love this place. Hey, Jer.
Marsh!
Thanks for fitting me in.
Well, what nightmare have you brought us last minute this time?
Here's my new crazy idea. Started building a hot tub, and I wasn't able to get it as low as I wanted into the ground. So the hot tub's really sticking up. And so what I decided to do is turn the top into a bar top.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So that's the shape I'm hoping you can make for me out of stone.
Yeah, like, I mean, it'd have to be in a few pieces, Marsh, but, yeah, I think it's doable.
So if you got some rock I could take a look at.
Right on, let's go have a look.
What about that stuff right there that got a little bit of pink in it?
Yeah, for sure. That would take the measurement as well.
That's great. Got lots of nice waves in it.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of pink. Yeah, this would work great.
How soon do you need it?
How soon do I need it? Well, you know me. How soon can you make it? That's the question.
I don't know. I'll have to pay the boys overtime, but for you, buddy, we'll get her done.
That's why I love you, Jared. This time around, I've really put some pressure on Jeremy. I've asked him to move a few things and fit me in because time is of the essence on this particular job. I can't do anything else on the hot tub until I have that stone top on. Jeremy found some amazing stone for me. It's gonna work great. It's gonna look just like the rock that Howard and Bonnie have going down to their hot tub. I think this end product is gonna be unbelievable. With the stone top in place, the pressure's really on to get everything else finished on time. Jeremy is sealing the interior, while Jamie and I finish up the cladding on the exterior. So, and then we can get that in tight, and then we can figure out where that miter is gonna be. Right now, I'm just applying some natural stone color enhancer, and it's also a sealer. And what it will do is you can see the difference of the dry stone and the stuff that's been sealed. It really brings out the color, brings out the grays and the blacks, but also what I wanted was a little bit of the pinks, which is in the natural stone here, right behind here. So it's really gonna tie in to the rock and just make it feel like it's always been here. It's a part of the environment. I'm putting the benches in for the hot tub now. I'm scribing them to the shape of the hot tub for a really nice, sexy finish. Again, I'm using cedar, which is a really nice soft wood to sit on. It's not gonna splinter and you're not gonna catch your bikini on it. With the project complete, it's time to fire up the hot tub for the Oldhams. Getting a wood-fired hot tub running is just like building a fire in a fireplace. You want to make the water hotter? You just add more wood. I love the simplicity of it. In just 4 weeks, I've transformed their rocky shore into a waterfront retreat. I'm so excited for you guys.
Can't wait to see this.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Oh, you killed it.
Good. This is amazing.
When the Oldhams hired me to build them a dock, they had a rocky, dangerous waterfront that was only suitable for their daredevil kids. Over the past 4 weeks, I've created a huge dock for them, complete with a spa-like hot tub so that they can warm up after a dip in the lake. And I stuck to my $50,000 budget. Howard and Bonnie are due any second, so I'm making sure that it's ready. I want them to be blown away by this dock. Are you guys excited?
I can't wait.
I'm so excited for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here it is.
Oh.
Look at that hot tub.
Look at the dock. And look at the granite.
The granite
That
countertop
is
is amazing. It's
outstanding.
great.
Fireplace.
Oh, you killed it.
You did. This
cool,
is
eh?
amazing. And look how far out that dock goes. That's going to be great for the view.
Yeah, I got a 10-foot cantilever on this thing. You can see
I
right
didn't
down.
expect it would look that big.
Tons of room. Yeah, it's about 600 square feet of dock.
And look at the work around the stones.
Isn't that neat?
Yes.
And a bar counter? Really?
And a bar counter, too.
Let's see the features. This
All right.
is neat.
We have a fridge.
Oh, that's perfect.
The beer fridge.
What a great idea.
Built right into the hot tub.
And look at this, the bar stools and the counter.
Granite.
This almost makes me feel like I'm on a holiday.
This is your own private
This
resort.
is my own private resort. That is so nice.
And the barn board just blends right
It
into
does.
the granite.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's neat. From far away, it actually looks like the rock ridge coming down here.
And the view from here is just amazing. You can see all the way out across the lake.
I love how it blends into the rock. It just looks like it's always been there. And you just walk down and you climb in and you're in my tub.
My tub.
No,
Hey!
And look at the rest
Yeah,
of the
the
dock.
tour is not done. Come over to Lounge World.
Look at this.
There's that view you wanted.
I love that long view.
Oh, it's
Makes it
amazing.
look like it goes on forever. So we're hanging out over the water, right?
Yeah, 10 feet over the water. I got some steel beams in here, 20-footers, so we're cantilevered 10 feet, and so it's completely unsupported under here.
And anchored to the rock? Or?
It's anchored to the rock, exactly. That's taking all the pressure, allowing us to cantilever all the way past the shallow, right into the deep water.
So you can dock, the kids can jump in, everything.
Yeah. All right, let me introduce you to Sunset Lounge.
Oh, this is a great spot.
It's perfect. You're just sitting out over the water looking at nothing. Just
It's
sun,
perfect.
water, trees.
It's exactly out where you want it to be.
It is. It is. That's the greatest view on the planet right there.
Marsh, this is incredible. It's everything I could have imagined. Thank you. Like, it's the best.
My
It
pleasure,
is.
buddy.
Thank you, Marshall. That's
All right,
awesome.
come on.
Let's go get the kids.
Go get the kids.
Okay.
This is awesome!
Bonnie and Howard reacted exactly how a builder wants their clients to react. They were blown away. There was challenges, some obstacles, but in the end, I think the entertainment, relaxing area that I created for them really hit the mark. It's very satisfying to know that, I've exceeded their expectations and I've given them something that they love and something that they will use as an entire family.
How good is that? For me, this was more than I expected. I was shocked and surprised that he pulled everything together perfectly.
Are you ready?
For us, it allows us a place to congregate, to bring us all together. We have very busy lives, very hectic lives, and the kids are all over, but now we've got somewhere that has everything.
And that was always kind of my dream, is we want this place to be somewhere that we can always all come back and get together and do things. And it just creates that space and an enticement for them to come and really enjoy it as well.
On lake docks and decks, the Reynolds family are stuck with a waterfront that their kids struggle to use.
There's like no space. It's really frustrating.
They have high hopes.
This is what it's all about, giving them dreams and memories that they're going to cherish.
And it's up to me to come up with a plan to give them the deck and dock they've always wanted.
What do you think?
It's incredible.
Awesome.
We'll set our joists here, run it over there. I'm Marshall Black. I'm a professional contractor, and I've been living and building decks and docks on these lakes for over 10 years. Today, I'm headed to see the Reynolds family. Barb and Kevin, along with their 3 kids, have been coming to this lake for generations.
My dad bought this property, I would say, over 30 years ago, and we used to come as children. We had a family of 6 in a small trailer with a fridge outside that we plug into the hydro pole. My mom would cook in this tiny little stove inside, propane, and that was our summer vacation. I mean, it seems so rudimentary now, but back then it was a dream. We loved it.
Barb and I have known each other for a lot of years. When we started dating, we came up for a weekend, and at that point, it was just a trailer on the property. And I fell in love with the area. I really did.
My dad never got to live his dream and never got to build his retirement home. So my mother really wasn't in the mindset to do so. So we ended up 4 years ago deciding to take over the property and build our lakefront dream.
They might have built their dream home, but this family loves spending time at the waterfront, and that's where their problem is.
So the dock is very difficult to get to. You kind of have to jump. So a lot of people don't even go down there right now.
There's been some falls. It can get a little slippery and a little dangerous.
I would like not to have to see all the clutter around the cottage. It's messy and it's dangerous, right? It's just all in the way. The ultimate goal is to really have a place where everyone can come and enjoy and spend time together as a family.
I was born and raised in this area, so I am very attached to the landscape around here. When we talk about building things to make their life more comfortable here, we want to use this landscape and the rocks and trees and incorporate that into the design of what we're doing. This is awesome. This is a great template, great start to the project. What do you want to do here? What do you want to achieve?
We wanted something to kind of ground it here, like a deck where we can really enjoy the lake, have folks from different generations be able to sit by the lake to watch the kids, and right now the access is just too difficult.
You've got a good start here on the property, re-landscaping it, making it usable, but there's still this situation here which is very treacherous.
The worst part is at the end of the day, you're having a great day, and then it's like, stop, lift everything back up the stairs. It's no fun for them.
You can lose some momentum if you're having a good day. So momentum can be lost at that moment.
The last thing you want to do at the end of a good day.
Absolutely.
Turn into a Sherpa.
Yeah.
Is there anything you like about your waterfront? Is there anything you want to keep down there before we transform it all?
Well, it's your parents' rock.
I know. Yeah, we have a rock that's down there. I mean, it's quite large, and we've kind of used it to get in and out of the lake right now because we don't have any other options. But it's also a little sentimental. My parents couldn't swim, so they had to stay on the shoreline when we were growing up while we enjoyed the water. So that was their kind of vantage point. So it's kind of sentimental, and if we're building around it, that would be great if we could keep that.
Maybe stairs off a landing down to that rock so you can still use it.
See
A little bit of history still there.
Absolutely.
I think that would be great.
Okay.
So you can build right over the rocks?
I think that's
You
the
can build it in.
plan that's formulating in my crazy mind. We'll cover over top of that and tuck it underneath a deck and cantilever over. So all you see is deck.
That is exciting. And I'm looking forward to how you're going to pull that off, to be honest with you.
I want to bring the lake to the Reynolds family, and I've got 3 weeks and a $30,000 budget to build them a huge tiered deck that will get them down to their dock in style. Above the Reynolds' existing floating dock, their ramp will lead to a second level, a cantilevered deck that juts over the water. Steps lead up from that to another big deck with a surprise, a built-in storage unit for all of their water toys. A series of steps and landings will organically wind up the hill to the cabin to get them down to the water comfortably. It's the first day of the build, and the materials have arrived right on time. The first challenge I see with this piece of property is the waterfront. We have a steep slope, and we have uneven rocks and boulders. We have to incorporate a living area down at the waterfront where we can create some flat space for them to live. All right, guys, first thing we need to do is we have to excavate some of this earth here and see what's underneath. This terrain is a real headache, but my guys are the best in the business. They've been helping me solve problems like this for over a decade. I'll need 2 guys on shovels. Curtis and Rob are excavating the steep slope so we can determine the square footage of our upper deck by figuring out how far back we can set our beams. Steve-O and I are measuring the rocks for the placement of the crucial crossbeam. So what we need to achieve is we have to get this first beam out as far as possible so that we can cantilever over the water. So we'll have 1 anchor in that rock, 1 anchor in this rock. This guy here can serve as our middle post for support. We're gonna need our secondary beam for our joists, which will be somewhere around here. The first challenge. This first rock is the linchpin for the crossbeam. We have to figure out how to incorporate these huge rocks. They're just too big to move, so we're gonna have to work with them. I don't think this stump's gonna work the way it is, Steve-O, for the level. It's not flat enough. If you can grab a Sawzall, we'll make it more flat, and then it's a great spot for our laser level. Within 1/8. So anywhere around here, I think it's good. We're gonna be able to get the beam farther out than I had thought, which is great. We're notching out the rock right now so that we can have a level area for the saddle to sit nice and balanced so it's not gonna tip or warp. All right, I think we're good for the saddle. Scalpel, saddle. Getting these measurements for the beams just right is essential at the beginning stage. Once the beams are set in the saddles, they become the foundation to the entire project. Ah! Okay, so what I've done here is I've just set up our temporary posts. I'll run the laser level, cut these posts off at the same height as that saddle on the rock, then we can set our beam. The building bylaw, it is very specific on how much square footage I'm allowed over the water and how much I'm allowed over the land. And when you're building something organic like this, you know, on paper, it works great. In reality, there's many obstacles to deal with. The Reynolds family are living in their dream home on the lake. All they need now is to get to the water. The property is steep and the waterfront is rocky, making it difficult for the family to enjoy their surroundings.
It's a burden, and there's a lot of eye rolling and a lot of, obviously there'd be a lot more fun if the stuff was already stored. So that is something we're looking to resolve.
I've got 3 weeks to create a multi-level deck with enough space for everyone. But there are rules about just how much land you can cover with a deck like this. And with my organic building style, I'm worried that this deck might break the local bylaws. So at one stage of the game, I wasn't exactly sure if I was going to be way over my square footage allotment for overland, but luckily that rock ledge here that comes in is forcing my back deck to be farther over, which is shrinking my square footage over land. So everything's working out peachy. You there? Now that we've set the first beam in place here, we're working on setting the back beam. Then on top of those two beams, we're gonna set our joists, anchor them down, cantilever over the water. So far, so good. We've cut the rock down for the first beam. That all went well. How's it going here, guys? What are we finding?
Well,
rock or earth?
Roots.
The back beam, we've run into a little bit of trouble.
So that the joists sit on that and hanger off of this guy.
If I do that, I can anchor the beam in here, but then I can't anchor it back here. The only solution is brute force. More digging, more work. Yeah, poor Curtis, I think we gotta take some more root out. The root of all evil is right in front of us. Thanks to Curtis's grunt work, we can move ahead with putting the decking down. Rob's gonna grab one end of the chalk line, I'm gonna grab the other and do a snap. Then we're gonna grab a skill saw and we're gonna cut that off, giving us the shape of the deck. Once I came up with the idea to angle this piece here, everything started coming together for me. When I'm done with a deck piece like this, it's more like a functional piece of art. Sometimes I'm more surprised how it turns out than the actual customer. What do we got?
168, 198.
So we're pretty much 16 feet right to there. Let's make the upper deck 16 feet long, because we're gonna be coming up over this rock here with our stairs. It won't interfere. And then we've got our new elevation up here. So that's what we have to excavate. That's what I call woodworking. There's still a lot of excavation to do for the next level of the deck. If we're gonna stick to our timeline for the rentals, we just can't do it all by hand. We're going that way. So it's time to bring in the big guns. Say hello to my little friend. This is gonna save a lot of shovel work. Thank goodness it's here. Woo! At the Reynolds cabin, we only have 3 weeks to transform their lakefront. We're going that way. And the excavation has turned into the biggest part of this job. It's times like this that we need to bring in some reinforcements in the form of an excavator. While the excavator clears the space we'll need for the upper deck, I'm working on the fine details on the lower deck. I'm trying to get a nice, accurate shape of the stone here, so I can scribe this board to that, so this entire deck will form the shape of the existing rock. It's very important for me to do a really good job with the scribing because it just shows a lot of craftsmanship and it really blends the deck into the environment. The pencil spacing is an old carpenter's trick. It's just something you always have on hand, so you use it. It works out great. The spacing is consistent for your decking, and it's just something that carpenters have been doing for generations. I really wish I had some sandpaper. I don't have any sandpaper, so sometimes the best thing is go old school. Piece of rock, natural sandpaper. Beautiful. The excavator helped us dig in fast, so we've got the joist for the next level of the deck going in already. We've got the lower dock on. It's awesome. It's exactly what I was hoping to achieve. We're over all the rubble and boulders at the waterfront, cleaned it all up. Barb and Kevin, this is gonna be their party central. It's gonna be fantastic. Up here, the higher level, which is gonna be kind of sitting, watching all the action going on down here. It's been going great, but then as we worked our way over here, man, this rock just came right on up out of nowhere as we excavated. It's higher than the bottom of our joist, which is a big issue. If we can't get rid of it, we won't be able to build this part of the deck. So we're looking at potentially losing 75 square feet of living space for the Reynolds. We tried an expanding product to kind of break the rock up and remove it. We showed up in the morning, the product didn't do anything. So now, plan B. We're gonna have to cut it up, chip it up, maybe even scribe a couple joists over it. Luckily, this is where my experience and creativity will come into play, and I'm gonna make it happen. This looks great. We're just finishing up the stairs here right now. Rob's got them scribed into the rock around here, which is really nice. Keeps with the scribed feel sucked into the landscape. They're gonna be able to access their favorite little rock down here. Love it. We've relocated the ramp and floating dock. We've put it on a bit of an angle to keep with the whole flow coming down. It's very organic feeling, looks great, feels great. As you make your way up here, you can see the landscape still isn't really helping us out. So I've decided we've got to add a bit to the project. We need some platforms. We're gonna step them up, try and get it up higher so that the overall flow of the project is easy all the way down, all the way back up. I'm just trying to figure out the angle of the approach of the first little deck here. I think I'm gonna luck out again, just with my elevations, that our top boards should be right around here. I should be able to do some nice scribing into the rock here as well, which ties in the scribing we did down there and the stairs. It's gonna feel very custom, very cool. I think overall the shape's gonna work. A little bit wider on this face. I think it's gonna work great. We're right at the end of our 3-week deadline, and I have just enough time to build the family a little something special. Storage isn't sexy, but the livability factor it adds is huge. What I ended up creating here is some nice storage benches. They can put their life jackets, paddles, long stuff like fishing rods, everything in here. Keep it nice and dry. A smaller little section here for some more storage. Put some nice cushions on top of here and store them away as well so they don't blow away. Just bring them out when they want to use them. Creates a nice little nook. You can sit here, hang out. I think they'll love it. Over the past 2.5 weeks, we've made a ton of progress on this deck, and the Reynolds family isn't gonna believe the space I've created on their rocky, treacherous waterfront.
Oh my, that's amazing.
Awesome.
It's incredible.
The Reynolds family is gonna be here any minute, so we've gotta finish this job up quickly. After 3 weeks of work, I managed to bring it in $2,000 under budget at $28,000. And it's turned out beautifully. But let's see what the Reynolds think. All right, guys, right this way. Your brand new outdoor living area.
Oh my, that's amazing.
Awesome. Awesome.
It's so big.
What do you think?
It's incredible. Look at the benches.
It's
places
to hide things.
Are you kidding?
Got
Is
little-
it storage?
there- you got
that's
storage under the
amazing.
seats.
Oh,
Got a little bit
love
of privacy
it.
for you here.
Oh my gosh, my kids' stuff will all be away finally.
And it smells like cedar down here.
all
It's like a
cedar,
sauna.
The first thing that caught my eye was the deck storage. We didn't really talk a lot about that. We were talking about the deck, so it was a surprise to see the actual deck boxes. And look at these stairs.
Exactly. Stairs/bleachers.
I never thought about that. It's just so
And
usable.
the farther down we come, the more part of the lake you feel, right? Good job,
Let's
Marshall.
come down to the
All
lower
right.
level. This deck is even bigger than the upper one. Lots of action can go on around here.
This is, yeah, again, what a great spot to hang out. And I remember you mentioning cantilever when we started, and I had no idea what you were talking about. But If this is what cantilever means, good for you, because it's
like
exactly what I'm looking
You're
for.
floating on the lake. Finally, my mom gets to come sit down here and just watch her grandkids, which is always what we wanted. My dad bought this property to have this, right? All he wanted was to spend time with his family. So I think we really made him very proud. And I think he'd be very proud of the job that Marshall did. And I think he's gonna be with us when we're enjoying it for years to come. Look at the view from here. That's what we always talked about.
Vistas, Marshall.
Vistas.
You created a vista for my family. It is. It's outstanding.
Look at the detailing here is unreal.
I scribed it into the rock here just to kind of tie this whole area into your property and make it feel a part of your landscape.
I just can't believe how you built those stairs right into the rock. It just looks perfect.
I know, because now we can use it to bring the kayaks in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Easy and safe.
Yes, and kept the sentimental rock
Kept
that
the
I asked.
sentimental rock.
Oh my gosh.
Let's head on down here.
So no one could ever get to the dock, if you remember.
Oh, that was a big problem. It was a
So people would
hop,
literally
step, and a
have to
jump to get
jump.
down here, and that's easy peasy. right
Risk
there.
your life to go to the dock.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it was.
Bringing things down onto the dock is so much easier now than it was before. It was a death trap.
Now it looks so easy. Oh my gosh, it looks beautiful from here too.
It does.
Marshall, you've brought all the dreams we wanted to this property, and honestly, I've been thinking about it since I was a little girl, so thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. We absolutely love it. It was more than we imagined, so thank you so much.
My pleasure. I'm so happy to be a part of creating this for you and your family.
I'm so glad we found you, because I don't know who else could have had this vision. I certainly didn't. And I'm forever grateful.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
I don't get the hug.
Come on, bring it.
Hug it out, hug it out.
Seeing Barb and Kevin's reaction for the first time made me feel so amazing.
When I first saw it, I imagined myself 25 years ago standing on this property where there was nothing and having this idea that we will one day all sit down at the lake.
The best part of the whole project was really not knowing exactly how it was going to turn out. And I was absolutely floored.
I think one of the biggest challenges we've had is that my mom couldn't make it down to the lake. Now it's perfect for her to sit where we can all be together, and I feel like we're actually enjoying the lake together. And so I got really emotional because it was like seeing your dream come true for the first time.
On lake docks and decks, the Patterson family have been fishing together for generations, and their cabin is an angler's paradise.
The boys certainly know how to fish. Fishing's an important pastime up on the bay.
With a dock that's an accident waiting to happen.
It's, of course, downright dangerous.
Pattersons are lucky to be alive.
Who would want to sit there?
It's my job to turn this nightmare into a fisherman's dream. More to see around the corner.
Wow.
Look at this.
Marshall.
We'll set our joist here, run it over there. I'm Marshall Black. I'm a professional contractor, and I've been living and building decks and docks on these lakes for over 10 years. Today, I'm visiting the Pattersons' Island Retreat, which has a deck and dock that are seriously dangerous. They've got a beautiful cabin, but they need outdoor space that's safe enough for their kids, with enough room to host their friends and family.
Fishing's very important in our family. My father-in-law learned to fish from his mother. I fished with my mother as a child. We would dock fish and catch catfish and fry them up.
Yay! It's a pike, I think.
We are very fortunate here, and this is something that I really haven't seen elsewhere, but it was here at this property, and I think it's genius. So you open the dock, and there is a very deep live well. If it's a fish for dinner night, the vision is that we'll be able to clean it right on the dock on a special stand. We're very anxious to be able to go from the water to the cleaning stand to the barbecue. We bought this island a year ago. We chose this island because it's surrounded by nature. There are no other habitations close to us. And it was the children's favorite place previously to come frog catching.
I'm the best frog catcher. No, I'm the best frog catcher. No way, I am. We fish off the docks over there. We usually catch bass.
What we're trying to fix up at this point is the decking. The dock feels like it's completely falling apart and it's not safe. So we want it to be clean, fresh, safe. Marshall is very well known for his work up here. So we had every confidence that he would be able to make our dream really come true.
Carolyn and John were lucky enough to acquire this island last year, and it is a gem of an island. I absolutely love it. It's got some amazing rock, amazing waterfront. But what it doesn't have is an amazing deck and dock. I don't know who built this stuff, but some of it wasn't properly done, and a lot of it is just too old to be safe. This deck cantilevers over the water, which is a really cool feature. You're not often allowed to build them this way anymore, but because it's pre-existing, we can replace what's already there. We've got a $40,000 budget and 3 weeks to make it happen. For people who love to fish, the Pattersons have bought the right island. I personally know there's some great bass in these waters. So let me guess, John's fishing.
He is in his brand new used fishing boat. We've got to bring the deck up to code because it's completely not safe. And then the docks are more than rickety right now. Like there's a corner, I think, pretty much dipping into the water, and one's completely uneven with the next. Not so good for the elderly grandparents who might be visiting.
Absolutely. What I'm hearing is that you want some easy access from the dock up to the cabin for kids of all ages, your grandparents, your children.
We really don't want to be indoors when we're up here.
Just make some more living space in general in both areas.
That's right. What we are really looking forward to is being able to even cook outside.
If you had more of a barbecue station where you can really congregate around, and more like an outdoor kitchen, so you're frying up the fresh fish and your family's all around.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that a lot of the chit-chat's gonna happen around that barbecue.
Yeah, always happens around the kitchen, indoor or out.
Yeah.
Caroline wants to be able to give her kids the freedom to run around and play and be free out here on the island. This deck's a little rickety, a little scary, and this railing is a little bit scary as well. So we need to rebuild this upper deck so she can watch over them and make sure that they're safe while they're doing all the fun activities they want to do. We're going to rebuild the deck and wrap it around the side of the cabin. A glass railing will preserve the view of the lake. A sturdy set of stairs will lead down to a new crib dock with a new and improved fish cleaning station. At the other end of the deck, we're going to refresh the barbecue and give life to the nook, carved right into the hill below it. Home sweet home. Grab that back line there. Jump! Everyone fill their hands. The game plan for today is we want to disassemble this deck. Hopefully it doesn't come down before we take it down. Sound good?
Yep.
All right, let's get at her. Now there's a stacking area just coming back. When you're taking apart a deck system like this and people want to reuse the wood, you have to be a little bit more careful. So we're taking it apart in as big chunks as possible. We're gonna de-nail it after the fact. Hopefully we can have a lot of salvageable lumber that can be put into another deck project down the road. One of the challenges, obviously, with dismantling a deck in this fashion is you're taking away your working space. So we're gonna have to replace where we can stand with plywood temporary for now so we can get at the rest that is close to the building. Now that we got all the junk out of the way, looks like we've got a nice piece of rock. We could put a pier there, span over the water here to this rock, and then from here we're pretty good. We got lots of good solid rock to put our foundation on. I think we're good. Nice and high out of the water too.
Yeah, buddy.
We'll do it right this time.
Yeah, the only way.
It's amazing how this thing was still standing. There was one nail holding the whole thing together. Pattersons are lucky to be alive.
With the demo pretty much done, I'm gonna haul away a load of trash and go pick up the rest of the supplies, while the guys get started laying in the new beams.
John and Carolyn really need a better docking situation here. This is crazy. Which one of you is a chiropractor?
25. Okay.
We've put in 4 sturdy beams to support the new deck, and with the cross beam in place, the last step is to take out the old ledger board, which reveals quite the surprise.
What was holding this thing on? Wow, this whole side just came right off. Wow. We throw it in the boat. Okay, drop it. Look at this. That's what we were nailed to. That's terrifying.
The Pattersons Island Hideaway is a fisherman's delight.
Got him!
But their dock and deck are a fisherman's disaster. We've got 3 weeks to build them a $40,000 dock and deck that will allow them to get the fish from the lake onto their plates and do it all outdoors. But when we took off the ledger board that attached their deck to the cabin, we discovered...
Wow, this whole side just came right off. Look at this. That's what we were nailed to. Isn't that crazy? Yep. That's terrifying. The deck that was on here before was literally rotting off the existing cabin. This new deck we're putting on here is gonna last for generations. We've got our beam installed, we've got it straightened up, we've got our ledger on, so now it's time to get our joists going. We got our first joist on here, we squared it up to the building, now we're doing a layout for the joists. And then, here comes the deck.
Or not. One of my crew, Jamie, discovers a problem with our concrete foundation that could really derail my plans.
Their whole pier is in the wrong spot.
This post should land directly on the center of the concrete support. If it was just another inch off the mark, it would be a big problem. But this construction is solid, so I just need to figure out how to make it look good.
No, we leave it where it is. The existing pier is where it is. We can't really pour a new one, so we keep the beam long. And where the stairs go on here, we'll just have to build it out or cut an angle onto this beam so that it's hidden under the stair stringers and kicker.
Sounds good to me.
And there it is. So let's just set our joists. We'll screw them in to the rim board here, and we'll come along after with our joist hangers. So if you want to set it and hold it for me, and you just let me know when to pull the trigger.
Butterfly.
That's it. What do you think? New deck. I'm not a real carpenter, I just play one on TV.
The next step is figuring out how to anchor the wraparound portion of the deck into the rock.
Beauty. This is the organic part of the process. You don't know exactly what you have to do until you get there. I mean, we have a good idea of how it's going to play out, but as far as each individual joist, until you lay it out there and scribe it to make sure that it's sitting firmly on the rock, it's one joist at a time. So what we want to do is just set our joist on the end of this beam and take it to that old existing railing. And whatever that angle is, that's what the angle is. Yep. Are we have enough that we can cut off there? Yeah. So that's good. We're gonna have 4.5 feet as we come around the corner. That's lots of nice room, easy access.
The build is coming along great. Our decking is on now, and it's solid and safe.
Lots of living space for them. They can come from inside the cabin and just extend the overall usage of their property. We're gonna be throwing on a glass railing system with aluminum posts. It's not gonna block the view at all, and it's gonna keep a nice modern feel in this rustic environment. The deck wraps around the side here now. We have the boards scribed to the old fireplace, gorgeous. It's nice and wide too, so we have really easy access to get up here to the barbecue. He's gonna be coming around here with his fresh fillets, right up to this ugly beast of a barbecue, but we're gonna transform this next. This is a really nice old stone barbecue, built with love, but not for endurance. It's seen a lot of weather. It's starting to rust out in places, and some of the mortar is falling away from the stone. So I'd like to freshen this thing up, because I believe this is gonna be a real focal point for the family. Look at the view. What a great place to barbecue. I got some new stone here. I'm scribing it to the existing shape of the barbecue. I've done that using the cardboard. It's easy to kind of cut the cardboard to the shape I need, and then I place it on top of the stone, make the shape on the stone, and now I'll cut out the stone, and hopefully it'll just fit right in like a puzzle piece.
Hey, now.
There we go. Oh, beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Wow, is that an improvement? Is it? Ooh, okay.
Yeah, they're not held on anymore. Here, I'll take that.
Take that right off there. Before it falls and hurts someone. Oh, yeah. There we go. It's making me hungry.
I know, me too.
You got any charcoal?
Yeah.
We started renovating the little roof here above the barbecue, got some fresh cedar going in. I still need to clad these posts. I'm gonna clad them in cedar, which will also look really nice, but it'll stiffen it up. The only way to really find out if a barbecue works, that's a little bit of flame and a whole lot of fish.
A little mortar and some more precision-cut stonework provide the finishing touches for the barbecue. And then, the crew installs the cedar cladding for the roof structure. With the work on land shaping up, now it's time to tackle the Patterson's drooping dock.
A proper crib is built basically with large lumber nailed together, creating a box that you then fill with rocks as a ballast to keep it down, and then you build your dock on top of that. This crib was not built properly. It was just basically sitting on a mound of rubble underneath the water. It's a big issue. I'm gonna have to rebuild something completely from scratch now, which I was not anticipating. And there goes my timeline.
At the Patterson's cabin, I just discovered I have to completely rebuild their crib dock. This is gonna add time to our 3-week schedule.
Are you okay to do a little work in the water today?
Yeah, gonna get
And it's made even more difficult because the whole job has to be done over the open water.
The plan was to jump in the water and take this old dock apart. But at this one end, there's a rock cliff that goes way down. And unfortunately, it's a little bit too deep to work in. So we brought the old floating dock around here. We're gonna use it as a work platform. It's gonna be great.
Once our platform is in place, we go flat out to take apart the dock fast. We managed to make up our lost time on the dock, but we've only got a week left on this project. The next step is to make a safe way for the family to get down from the deck.
We've got the crib rebuilt. So now that that is built, our elevations are set. I can figure out my rise and run for my stairs down. We don't have to use this step ladder to get up onto the deck. It's gonna be a joyful day.
As a bonus, these stairs will also cover up the misplaced concrete pier we discovered earlier. Getting a staircase right requires some math that can be a little bit tricky. So let's see if I nailed it.
I'll be thankful to get these stairs in, I'll tell you that. Treacherous. Things look good. My stairs are landing here, so I'm gonna put the ramp out to the floating dock at the end of here, so it's a nice walk up from the floater, ramp, 90-degree turn and in. Easy flow.
While the boys finish putting the deck boards on the crib dock, It's time for me to create a piece of functional art for the Pattersons. So I've got this wonderful, nice big slab of acacia wood. I'm gonna cut it up, I'm gonna make some legs out of it and a top out of it, put it together, and stick it on their dock. Yeah, this is kind of a fun thing I like to do. The special little things for the family. Well, I think this is gonna work. It's a great size for fish. It's a good height for cleaning. Easy on the back. Because I know John catches a lot of fish, so he'll be able to slop them up here, boom, and go to work and prepare dinner. I'm getting really excited about the way that this project is coming together. It's this easy, and I can't wait until the Pattersons see how I've transformed this space for them.
Wow, look at that.
Wow, Marshall.
Beautiful.
We've been building up a storm at the Pattersons Island cabin and transformed their sagging, dangerous dock and deck. Wow, this whole side just came right off into a stunning lakefront space. We managed to bring the project in on schedule and stick to our budget. There's just a few finishing touches left to do before I bring John and Carolyn to see their brand new fishing retreat, including this completely refurbished barbecue for John. So here it is, guys. What do you think?
Beautiful. Look at the glass.
Yeah.
Oliver, what do you think?
And now we can't fall.
It's good? Oliver says it's good.
All right.
Wow, look at that.
Wow,
Look at this.
Marshall.
Beautiful.
All right, well, you guys remember your old crib dock here that was sinking down into the water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all rebuilt,
Beautiful.
solid.
Look at the wood. What type of wood is that?
That's all cedar.
Cedar?
It's
Yeah.
all cedar. It's beautiful, nice and soft. On your bare feet, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Once you grab your fish, you can bring it over here. I got a brand new fish cleaning station for
I
you
like
here.
this. This is not cedar.
This is acacia wood.
Wow, that's good. I really like it. Nice and solid?
Nice and solid. Yeah, this thing is not gonna fall over when you put a big fish on it like the other one.
Right.
From here to there, and then all the way up here. Look at these brand new wide stairs. We can all come up together.
Beautiful.
How awesome is that?
I like your sturdy, smooth railing.
Yes, yeah. Painted aluminum, won't rot like your old one.
Yeah.
And speaking of railings,
Oh,
look
this
at this
is nice.
brand new railing.
This is nice.
One of the things about the deck before, because of the bench, you just had basically room to walk out, get down to the docks, and get out.
Right.
Once you decided to take away the bench, it seems like it's much wider, and so now you can actually use it.
All right, there's more to see around the corner.
Wow.
Look at this.
Marshall. This is such a transformation, Marshall. You've turned it into an actual space. It's a nook
Yeah, now it's a spot. It's a zone.
It's beautiful.
More space for the barbecue. Speaking of which, very nice.
Hey?
Yeah, beautiful.
It's beautiful stone, Marshall.
Can you see yourself enjoying this barbecue area?
Look, it's spectacular. I think the whole setup and the roof, if it's raining, big countertop space, got a big grill, kids down there. Speaking of which, we should go find the kids.
Let's
do that.
All right.
Start using the place.
Yes.
I was really happy when I saw the kids' reaction. That was really cool.
My favorite thing about this outdoor living space is that you can really go from fish to table.
John and Carolyn can now safely have people over and have their kids play without a railing going over.
The barbecue area was a total surprise to me because I didn't know that that was part of the project, and that was something that Carolyn worked on with Marshall. I had kind of written that whole area off.
When he saw that barbecue, his eyes lit up. You know, he's gonna be telling his big fish tales, you know, the big fish that didn't get away. Flip, shh. That's gonna be his place. On lake docks and decks, the Smith family has a dock that's been neglected for 20 years. This is what the dock is sitting on.
Oh my God.
They want to be able to party at the waterfront, but right now, they can barely even walk on it.
Jesus, okay.
I'm gonna create a deck and dock perfect for relaxing and entertaining and make their dream project come to life.
This is amazing. Holy smokes.
I'm Marshall Black, and I've been living and working on these lakes for more than 10 years building decks and docks. Today, I'm heading to the Smith's cabin on a spectacular 2-acre private island. They've spent decades here, putting down roots and making memories. But in all that time, they've never updated their dock, and Steve has decided that it's finally time to create a luxurious space on the lake where he and his kids can relax and enjoy the water.
We bought this island 20 years ago this year. My wife grew up north of here. When we got together, I fell in love with it, and soon after that, we decided to find a place of our own. After my wife passed 5 years ago, I felt that it was more important for us to come up here as a family. This place is intertwined with so many memories of her, and it gives us comfort, I think.
And if anyone asks what your favorite place is, it's always here. No matter where, this is always the best place to come back to.
The dock area at the moment really isn't something that is working for us. It's really rotting. It's showing its age.
If there's 4 people laying on those lawn chairs reading and a boat comes into dock, you are pretty much juggling from falling into the lake or the lounge chairs trying to catch the boat coming in.
I've dropped an iPod in there before and it was heartbreaking, so I can't have that happen again.
We're really just trying to create a wonderful family atmosphere up here for them so that they can have that for the rest of their lives. Lucky kids, good Lord, listen to me.
I got to know the Smiths a few years ago when Kathy hired me to build her dream deck.
For Stephen's wife, Kathy, it was really important to have her own little section of the deck that she's saying, this is my part of the deck. This is going to be called Kathy's Corner. We started the build in the spring, and she never actually got to the point where she could see the deck that we had designed together. This deck means a lot to me. It means a lot to the family.
Now it's time to demolish the ramshackle, rotten collection of ramps and platforms and build a brand new resort-like dock space for the Smiths.
Well, Marshall, here's the dock. We haven't done anything with it for 20 years since we bought the place.
You're kidding.
No,
It looks brand new.
We've done, thanks, bud. We've done a few cosmetic changes here and there, but it's really starting to show its age.
I really like this tripping hazard here. How many bags of groceries have ended up on the dock here because of that thing?
Well, there's been a few. And this gas shed, which is a bit of an eyesore, I really don't want it there, and it disrupts the flow of traffic to the point over there.
You want to keep it, though, obviously.
I do.
Beautiful.
I do.
You just want to relocate it.
If we could stick it over there, I don't know, just somewhere, not in the way.
When we're all done here, like, how do you want to use this place? How do you want it to feel when you're hanging out here?
When our friends and family come over, to sit down here and be able to have a sauna, and then afterwards just have a glass of wine or something to sit and chat and just enjoy the day. It would be ideal, frankly. It'd be great.
I want to create a space for you that just feels like a resort. You're getting away from it all. You can come here and do everything that you want to do, or nothing.
Beautiful. That'd be fantastic, Marshall.
Well, I'm going to make it happen.
Okay, it's awesome.
I'm gonna create the ultimate party space for the Smiths by fully replacing the dock that's there now and adding 2 large floating docks so there's plenty of room for entertaining. I'll improve the access to the sauna as well as adding speakers and a rack for kayaks. Plus, an outdoor kitchen and bar so they can stay by the water all day and night. It's a huge job, and we're gonna pull it off in 3 weeks with a $75,000 budget. But before we can start building, we need to start from scratch. It's demolition time.
We're taking this whole thing apart. You guys can have fun, just...
Demo.
One of the nice things about these old docks, though, in my experience, and I'm sure in this one especially, is that there's gonna be treasure under there. Stephen's been tripping over this thing for 20 years, pockets flying out, change everywhere. I have a feeling There's treasure under there. Mouse nest. Sorry, buddy, you're losing your home. No treasure yet.
As we get down to the foundation, my crew discovers that the Smiths need this new dock even more than they realized.
Wow. Look at that. This is the beam. This is what the dock is sitting on. Oh my God.
Yeah, nothing to it.
There's nothing left of it. It's an organic dock. It's now compost.
This old floating dock can do double duty as a garbage barge, now that it's time to get rid of this pile of scrap. And with a clean slate, it's finally time to start plotting out the Smiths' party dock.
So we got our high water mark here. We also got some really nice rock sticking out of the water, so we can drill into this rock here, into that rock there, and we can put a beam right across here, another beam back here, a beam out here on the crib to catch the end of our joist, and then we can deck. So X marks the spot. Let's drill. Only perfect, guys. Beautiful. Let her set. All right, this looks like a nice flat spot. We can laminate the beam. Bit of an angle, but at least we'll have a straight beam. Oh, that's pretty straight. I'll keep it. So I'm just making a beam here. 4-ply of 2x10. It'll be nice and thick and strong because I got a long span to go over top of the water. I don't want bounce in the beam or in the deck overall. So nice, big, fat, heavy-duty beam. Want to mark out my 16s?
This beam is going to be sturdy, but now we need to lug this 300-pound beast into place. And then give it a little finesse so it fits into the saddle bracket we installed. After we place our second beam, we can start laying in our joists. Then we'll be ready to put on the deck boards. But after a good night's sleep, I've taken another look. We did a lot of hard work to install these heavy beams, but something's not right.
So what it means is I have to undo some of the work I've done. I'm all about the end product, and as it is now, it just doesn't sit right with me, so I gotta change it.
The Smiths Island cabin has a massive network of docks that's falling apart. It's ugly and dangerous, and the Smiths are lucky no one has fallen through the rotten boards. I demolished that eyesore, and now I'm building them a huge new dock, big enough to host parties. But as soon as I laid in the main beams, I realized that I'd missed an opportunity to add a kayak ramp. With only 3 weeks to complete this huge project, this change is gonna set us back.
So originally I had this beam out here thinking more deck is better, but now I'm thinking that might just be a little bit too boring and not quite what they need to utilize this property as best as possible. I'm gonna reposition this beam, bring it over to here somewhere, which still gives me a lot of decking to go in here. It's a beautiful natural passage to come kayaking up and pull up. I think the cool factor definitely outweighs the square footage in this case.
Now that we've finally got the right shape to this dock, we've started laying in the joists. Building on a rocky terrain means that we have to custom cut each joist to fit into this irregular landscape.
Well, this is a tricky part. You gotta scribe each joist into the rock and make sure that they're level with the other joists. So it's a pretty finicky thing. Time consuming, but it's really the only way to do it, and it's well worth it in the end. close. Nailed it. We'll put some blocking in here, and then this section's done. We can start decking.
We're going to use cedar deck boards for this project. Cedar has natural oils that help it stand up to water and rot.
So we got our lift of cedar decking here for Stephen's project. We got a lot of the framing done, scribed into the rock, trying to keep this as low as possible. One of the hardships, obviously, when you're removing an old dock system, you're taking away your flat working surface. Last few days, we've just been up to our knees in water. So now that we've got the basic framing structure of the dock done, we're gonna lay out as many boards as we can just to give ourselves a nice surface. We can work, we can store, and we can keep on going. Only a couple hundred more boards to go, Rob.
Perfect.
Things are moving along quite well here. Got a lot of progress. Got our stairs in here now, down to the new dock level. Went 8 feet wide, nice and wide, easy flow of the property. Their old ramp coming down here, right down to there, was very steep, so it's not as steep now. It's coming down to a nice flat landing as well, which walkways over here to a new set of stairs going to the sauna. The dock is done. The shape is done. It's a little bit different than what I had planned originally, but in the end, we got tons of space here for living space. Thinking party central here. The new angle that I ended up creating over here, it's left me a little space here for a nice ramp down. You can pull their kayaks up. Over here, I'm gonna build a kayak rack. Nice location for it, easy flow. So I ended up scribing around this upcrop of rock here. It's pretty cool. It also helps segregate the dock section up. So I'm thinking this is where I'm gonna put the outdoor kitchen for Stephen.
The Smiths want to entertain guests right here at the water's edge. So I've ordered something special for them that I think they're gonna love.
Well, we're just getting prepared to build the outdoor kitchen area here. So there's a lot of assembly to do, but this system is made for living outdoors. It's not gonna rust, and it's gonna weather. It's not gonna warp. It's gonna be great. Nice. I think I'm gonna have the barbecue on the angle here. So this would be the first cabinet here. Here's the garbage, and look at this. Paper towel rack. Yeah, I think this works. There's lots of room back here.
Oh, plenty.
Move around, flip burgers. This is gonna save a lot of trips up and down that ramp, cooking down here.
Oh, it's great.
After working on a kayak rack for Steve, it's time to put the finishing touches on the outdoor kitchen.
All right, let's put this rock puzzle together. You want to start on the bottom or the top?
That's where I'd like to start. But...
Yep, push. That looks really long because the 3 foot's on the cantilever. That's not good. Yep. That's the way it should go. And look at this. See this nice clean line here? They butt together perfect.
Not
we got
so
a
much.
flamed edge against the cut edge. This has to be ready for Stephen. The whole family's coming up this weekend, and it's got to be perfect. And this is throwing a real wrench into that happening.
The Smiths dream of lounging, eating, and dancing by their waterfront. I'm building them a huge new dock that includes an outdoor kitchen. But I discovered that the stone countertop wasn't cut correctly. I've ordered a replacement countertop, and in the meantime, I need to replace their floating docks. I lost time at the start of this project when I changed the design of the dock. So I'm going to get back on schedule by having the Smiths floating docks built by one of my suppliers.
It frees me up, frees my time up to focus on the land portion of the build. And I know that these guys, this is what they do. They build floating docks.
Rob knows everything there is to know about floating docks. He's been building them for decades.
How high is the deck off the water?
It's probably about 16 inches.
Off the water?
Off the water.
Let's say an 8x8 aluminum ramp to your 10x20 or 12x20 or whatever you want floating docks.
Yeah.
Not a problem. We can provide. Best advice I can give you as a dock builder is whatever dock you buy is keeping your wood and hardware out of the water. It's just maintenance-free.
Well, I'm pretty sure Steven's looking forward to maintenance-free because all he has now is rot and rust. So
You're getting a good width. With a floating dock, you always get movement. And with a 6-foot wide, you get a lot of movement. With 8-foot wide, you get a little bit of movement. With 10-foot wide, it's a deck on the water. It's very stable.
These docks are great. I love them. So basically what I need is I'm looking for, I guess, 2 10x20s or 12x20s.
Okay.
With 8x8 ramps.
Yep.
And the whole system is just nice and stable.
Yes, absolutely. It'll work out beautifully. At 10 foot's beautifully stable.
Okay, awesome.
The wonderful thing with outsourcing part of a project, you don't have to build it yourself. Like magic, the Smith's new floating docks are here and ready to be installed.
Well, this was easy. I connected the ramps up earlier, which is great. They have these individual floaters on them, which help support the ramp and also helps level out the dock here so it's not sinking down at one end all the time from the weight of the ramp itself. This is great. Steven will be able to do this himself. Or he can invite me over for a barbecue and get a helping hand.
I'm relieved to have the docks installed, but there's still a ton of details to take care of before Steve arrives. We've only got one more day, and I need to make sure that everything is perfect by the time Steve gets here.
This is amazing. Holy smokes, this is fantastic.
We're almost done building the Smith's new dock, and I'm thrilled with the way it's turned out. After the stone countertop for their outdoor kitchen was cut wrong, the one thing that worried me was getting it replaced. But it got here right on time. So I'm going to install this top and take care of a few last-minute details before I show Steve how I've transformed his waterfront in just 3 weeks and with a budget of $75,000.
Wow. This is amazing. Holy smokes. This is fantastic. Look how wide it is.
Yeah, nice and stable.
Remember how the other one was?
Yeah.
It's terrible. A diving board.
We got you a diving
board.
board.
You're such a great guy. Thank you for that. That's awesome.
So we got rid of the storage shed / dog house.
Okay, yeah.
But I wanted to make sure that you had storage left here. So I've incorporated into your already existing sauna and just repurposed the deck that was already there. So it's out of the way, but it's still fully accessible.
That's awesome. And you've just incorporated it right into the rock down there. Look at that.
Right, inscribed it into the rock. So you just kind of come up here, stand on the rocks, open one of these.
Oh, fantastic.
Whatever you want to put in here, your gas tanks, towels, pool noodles.
That's great.
So check this out, brand new stairs, wide. Lots of people can be coming up and going down, carrying your groceries up to a level platform.
Fantastic.
I did re-angle your ramp that was existing before, retopped it, but it's not as steep as it was.
It was a little steep before.
It was a little steep.
And look at the flow, right? All the way from the dock right up to there. It looks great.
And the new flow for the sauna.
Yeah.
So you can come down here, up the stairs to the sauna, down those stairs,
off the diving
boom,
board.
into the water.
Wow. We're
and
gonna
also,
have so much fun with that.
Look around the side here. So you can come down those stairs.
Yeah.
I made a little bit of a walkway so you can come around back and easily access your wood-burning fireplace in the back. Look at the size of this dock.
Oh, this is great. This has got to be 60 feet. This is huge.
It's massive.
This is great. I love it. And look at this bar.
I know you wanted a fridge down here. But how about an entire outdoor kitchen?
How about it, man?
Look at this. So we've got a fridge here.
Oh, look at this. Look at that.
You can put all your food in there, drinks in there.
The barbecue.
Barbecue.
That's a serious. Oh, with a rotisserie and
a
back warmer. This is
the Cadillac
something else.
of barbecues.
This is really lovely. And of course the hammock. This is something else. So
we did a lot of clearing out here and rocks, a lot of rocks out of here and trees, somewhere for you to hang. Now, do you think you can reach the barbecue from the hammock? That's the question.
Let me think. I'll work on it. You've done something here. How does this work?
Well, originally the dock was way out there over to that rock, but there wasn't a good way to then get your kayaks and your canoes up here. So I changed the whole shape of the dock, brought it back here, made access to this channel, and I put in an adjustable kayak or canoe ramp.
Oh.
So you can adjust it down, so it's always right down at the water level, and you can just pull
so that'll
right
go
on
up and down.
Goes up and down.
That's fantastic.
As the
so
water
you just
level
sort
goes
of float
up and
right into the
easy in, easy out.
Oh wow.
And then kind of created a little area here to build a kayak rack.
This is great.
So it's right in and store or grab and go. And I know the girls, they really wanted some music down here, and you were saying, oh, maybe some speakers hidden in some rocks.
Yeah.
So what I ended up getting you is speakers that look like rocks.
Get out.
Tell me if you can see it.
Back here?
Yeah, there's 2 of them.
No.
Yeah.
No, I can't see them.
Perfect. But you'll be able to hear them.
Okay.
Here's my impression of Stephen discovering the place. That's the reaction you want. That's the reaction I got, and it's incredible.
I really, really feel that I picked the right man for this job because he's created a space for us, not just for my family, but for future generations of our family. And they won't know what he did, but we do. And it means so much to us.